300 new vehicles in stock like the 2025 Crosstrek now with 2.9% financing for 48 months. Carter Subaru is the only dealership in Seattle with the 2025 Outback at 0% for 36 months. Head into Carter Subaru Shoreline or Ballard for their A Lot to Love event before August 31st.
On approved credit, subject to vehicle insurance and availability. Not all buyers will qualify for federal tax credit. A documentary service fee may be added to the sale price or capitalized cost. Carter Subaru is buying down the rate for the 2025 Outback. The max amount financed is $20,000. See dealer for details. Valid through 8/31/25. Looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
When you're hiring, have you ever felt like you're missing out on meeting great candidates? Well, they're not hard to find when you go to ZipRecruiter. ZipRecruiter helps 10 million people with their job search every day. People who are actively looking for jobs like yours. So it's easy to find the right person fast. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
KIRO FM and HD1 Tacoma, Seattle.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by ZipRecruiter.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There are some high-stakes talks underway at the White House between President Trump, Ukraine's president, and European leaders who flew to Washington to discuss how to win the war in Ukraine.
We want to get it ended, and we want it to end good for everybody. We want it to end good. The people of Ukraine have suffered incredibly.
CBS's Nancy Cordes is at the White House with some details under discussion.
The president seemed very open to providing intense security guarantees to Zelensky and Ukraine. He was asked whether the U.S. would send peacekeepers to Ukraine, troops on the ground. He didn't rule it out. He said this is something that's very important to the Europeans and therefore is very important to him in terms of getting this deal done. And the reason that is so important is because one of the greatest fears that Volodymyr Zelensky and other European leaders have is that they might cut a deal and then a couple of years later, Putin might attack again and try to gain more territory, and that's what they're seeking to head off.
In the Middle East, Hamas says it has accepted a new proposal for a ceasefire. In the meantime, thousands of Israeli protesters took to the streets ahead of a plan to occupy Gaza City. Reporter Robert Berger has more from Jerusalem.
This was a big demonstration last night in Tel Aviv, the biggest since the start of the war. And, you know, that does put pressure on Netanyahu. But that's not really the number that he cares about, the hundreds of thousands on the street. He cares about the 120 seats in the Knesset, Israel's parliament, and he commands more than 60 seats. In other words, a parliamentary majority.
Hurricane Erin is moving to the northeast of the Turks and Caicos, and while it's expected to remain offshore as it heads north, the East Coast is getting prepared. Meteorologist Jessica Birch is tracking it.
It'll get pushed back out into the Atlantic as we head into the coming days. In the meantime, though, that surge could impact millions of people along those coastal communities with rip currents, strong surf. This is not the time to be heading out to that coast by any means. Despite the fact that it is offshore, we will still see the impacts of it.
Democratic lawmakers in Texas returned to the state today, ending a 2-week walkout to block Republican efforts to redraw congressional maps.
A quorum is present, and it's time to resume the work of the people of Texas sent us here to do.
House Speaker Dustin Burrows said the returning Democrats would only be allowed to leave the chambers in the custody of a Texas law enforcement agent. On Wall Street, stocks are mixed at this hour. The Dow currently down 44 points. This is CBS News.
Are you looking to hire? ZipRecruiter finds the best candidate for your job fast. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The man accused of shooting a wheelchair-bound man enters a plea in court. The story coming up. But first, Nate Connors is at the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Heather. We're still monitoring our closure of the White River Bridge on State Route 410 between Buckley and Enumclaw, where a semi bumped into it earlier this morning. Still no estimated time to reopen. Through JBLM, our backup is growing. South 5, we're packed for about 3 to 4 miles now, starting at Thorn Lane. Due to road work, Tacoma to Olympia has gone up to 55 minutes. Heading into Seattle from the north end, South 5 beginning to fill in now between Northgate and the Ship Canal Bridge. You're still close to freeway speeds here. In fact, Linwood to Seattle is still right around a 20-minute drive. Our lake bridges are all clear, as is the rest of the map. On the water, though, the Edmonds Ferry Terminal reporting a 1-hour wait for drivers. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Heather Bosch. The suspect accused of shooting a man in a wheelchair along the Seattle waterfront today pleaded not guilty in court.
Gregory Tim is charged with first-degree assault after prosecutors say he shot Navy veteran Harold Powell in July. Powell is confined to a wheelchair. Tim was accusing him of stolen valor. Powell spoke with KIRO 7 TV, recovering in the hospital.
I refuse to complain, and I'm not going to let nothing about this guy live in my mind for rent-free.
Police say during the argument, the victim pulled out a knife and an airsoft gun, and that's when the suspect fired. Luke Ducey, KIRO News Radio.
Seattle police are investigating a Saturday night shooting at Golden Gardens Park that left a 35-year-old man critically wounded. This witness tells KIRO 7 TV.
I was crouching, hiding in between cars, and I saw the shooter. He ran past me as I was hiding behind the cars.
Police arrested a 22-year-old man, but he was later released pending their investigation. Seattle police are investigating a couple of stabbings. A 30-year-old man told police he was stabbed with a butcher knife while sleeping near Westwood Village this morning. He suffered serious injuries. His attacker got away. Police arrested a 41-year-old woman Saturday night after she allegedly slashed another woman at a Lake City homeless camp. Just 2 months before Ethan Chapin and 3 other University of Idaho students were fatally stabbed, he helped organize a basketball contest to benefit kids in the Skagit Valley. Over the weekend, the Hope for the Valley tournament was held in his honor. KIRO 7 TV's Brendan Thompson reports.
On the riverfront in Burlington.
Triple that on 3. 1, 2, 3, triple that.
We're down at 3-on-3 tournament. Ethan was here for the first tournament.
Ethan came and helped put on a free clinic for some underserved youth in the area.
His presence still felt in every corner of the courts.
Playing for him, I kind of always play with him.
The money raised here goes to help kids get into the game who may not be able to otherwise by giving shoes, gym time, and scholarships, growing the game that Ethan loved.
Basketball star Sue Bird's legacy now stands tall in the heart of Seattle. The Seattle Storm unveiled an 8-foot statue of Bird outside Climate Pledge Arena yesterday. Fans telling KIRO 7 TV.
Basketball's always been a part of our lives, so it's a big thing for us to come out and experience this.
Bird is the first WNBA player honored with a statue by her franchise. She called the tribute a moment that feels different because it will be there forever. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 70 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Behold, a fiendish masterpiece from the bowels of hell! Yeah. Mondays, for I hate Mondays. They make me so steamed. Weekends, I prefer the weekends! Son of a
Happy Monday, August 18th. Jake Skorheim here, Spike O'Neill. Welcome to the show, buddy.
Happy Monday, my friend.
Happy Monday. Lots of stuff.
Great day.
Lots of stuff to get to.
I look forward to Mondays more than I ever have any moment in my life.
Really?
I do. I really do.
That's so pleasant. I love Mondays.
I'm telling you.
People think that I'm joking about this, but I always love Mondays, and I try to impart this to my kids as well, especially as school's about to start again. Monday's such a great opportunity to just jump right into things. Your entire week can actually be determined by how you go and crush Monday.
Set the tone.
And as I say crush Monday, I also wince at how corny that sounds. Because people hear that and they go, ugh, gross. And you're kind of right. Maybe I'm over the top. All right, we have a lot of stuff to talk about. Laura's still not in with us today. She's still at a family wedding, so Sophia is still joining us. Thank you, Sophia, for being here.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Great job pre-show, by the way, getting everything set up. Tons of stuff to talk about. Let's jump right into first things first. Let's deal with, first, a tease to more national stories. Friday, we were talking about the Trump-Putin meeting in Alaska, and now we're talking about all the heads of the
Seven
states
European
and
nations. Yeah.
and Zelensky. He's in D.C. They're having a meeting right now, so we can talk about that in just a few minutes. And as we get more audio coming in on that, and as they make further announcements, it's kind of interesting. We're watching all the major news stations for you, so you don't have to. And they all have the shots of all of the European leaders sitting at a big, giant, beautiful table. Zelensky's there in the middle, along with Trump, and it looks like everybody. You got your French and your Italian and your UK. So obviously they're all sitting down having a big conversation, and we'll see what results from that, and hopefully move things forward.
Big day for potential for world peace.
Potential for world peace. Everybody likes
Who
that.
could ask for anything more on a Monday?
Here's what really affected my life, though, more than even world peace. Did you drive in today, Spike? Traffic?
I did.
Did you enjoy those roads?
I knew. Yes. I was going to give you a long answer, but yes.
Yes.
You know how nice. You know how much I enjoyed today's ride in.
Tell me.
When I got to work, I turned around, drove home, and drove in again.
Just to do it twice.
Yes.
You said, this is the best.
It was that awesome, and I was still on time.
Okay, here's the thing. This raises questions for me.
Yes.
Okay, so the Ship Canal Bridge work is done for the time being.
Yeah.
They're going to pick it up again as the weather picks up in 2026. I think springtime. They're going to start it up again, March.
We got one coming up in I think later in September. Or I believe there's something this fall. Sully. Maybe I'm wrong. I think Sully was saying there's something this fall coming up.
I thought they were picking it up. We should get Sully on to talk about that. But anyway,
I know next year they'll do two bigger stretches.
2 chunks divided by the World Cup.
Right.
So here's the thing. I'm driving in today, and I had my morning was pretty busy. And I thought I was going to be late because I'd gotten used to the crazy traffic.
Yes.
So I sent you guys an email. I said, I'm going to be late for our 10 o'clock meeting. Yada, yada.
I got it. Yeah.
And then I get on the road and I pass that first traffic sign, which in weeks past, has said, like, you know, because I drive in from, I'm on
You're way up north.
highway on I-5 coming in through Everett. And there's a sign that everybody sees if you come in through Everett.
You take the Donner Pass to work, don't you? I think it's when you start.
Yeah. Not in the wintertime.
You're smart, though, that you eat at home.
I do.
That's really so smart.
You can snack on the way, apparently.
You can.
So I see the sign, though, in Everett, and it says 21 minutes. 21
to downtown
minutes
Everett?
to downtown Seattle.
What?
From Everett.
I know. It's awesome.
I'm going 80 the entire way. And not because I'm speeding, because that is the flow of traffic.
You're keeping up.
I'm keeping up with traffic. And there were people leaving me in their dust, going even faster. I think even law enforcement, this is not like a report, and I'm not suggesting that you do this, but I think law enforcement was a little bit lax today. There was a lot of speeders, kind of in the way that, like, people, it's the first time they're experiencing open traffic in a long time. Open roads.
You ever seen a portrayal? I know there's no actual footage. I don't think the camera was invented yet. You ever seen a portrayal of the land rush?
Of course.
When those prairie schooners, there's like they shoot off
far
a gun.
And away. At the end of Far and Away.
And they just whoosh,
yes. They get their flag.
Yes.
Far and Away, Nicole Kidman, Tom Cruise, her parents are all running across. They got their flag, planting it down.
Plant their flag, yes.
That's exactly what it was like. And I felt like that today.
It's magic.
It was amazing. And it got me thinking, and we're going to ask Chris Sullivan. He's going to join us a little bit later. Why can't it be like this every day?
Oh.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, why cannot it be like this every day? I understand Mondays are a little bit lighter, but it wouldn't account for no traffic. I literally could have counted the cars on the road around me.
Would have counted me twice.
And I would have counted you twice, coming and going.
It was fabulous.
It was just a dream come true.
Can I clarify something really quick, though? Because you sent an email saying you're going to be late because you got a late start.
Yeah.
And then another email came in and said, never mind, I'm making great time. I'll be early.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me you didn't write out an email at 80 miles an hour.
I did not. You
had that pre-written and scheduled to send?
I sent the email when I got in early.
Okay.
Yeah. I got in that early that I sent another one. I'm like, I'm in early.
Yeah. I know they monitor this show, the State Patrol, pretty regularly.
Here's what you should know. Now, I'm lying about writing when I got in. I have a thing on my car where if I hit a little conversation button that you and I were already in and Sophia was in, I can just talk about it,
Nice.
and then the car sends it to you.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So those smiley faces, are you telling the car to text?
I do.
You?
I do.
Smiley
There's a
faces?
camera when he's smiling. It sends that's a true rendition of Jake's smiling face.
I do. I say
That makes sense.
smiley face emoji, and I say it out loud. Although when I send text messages, it doesn't do that, and it just sends the 2 words smiley face, which is dumb.
I've tried to text and it says the words quotation marks.
Yeah.
In my text, I'm like, hey AI.
Yeah, it's kind of dumb. Sometimes it's too literal.
As you're making all these things that are going to make our life easier, can you just get voice to text right?
100%.
Please?
Yeah. Just work on that.
I mean, let's start with small stuff.
How was your weekend? Good weekend?
I got. Can I indulge? Will you indulge me for a minute?
Yeah.
We had a moment at the house. We had a wonderful weekend.
Did you have like a flood or something?
No. I mismanaged a parenting moment. Ooh. And I mean, I mismanaged it bad, and I feel awful. And I've already tried to make amends for it, but I feel awful. We have family in town. My aunt's in town. I think I mentioned that she's up from the Phoenix area.
Yeah.
I mentioned that we were a cooling zone, official cooling zone. She took it seriously. It was 117 in Phoenix. My aunt came up for a visit.
Yikes.
She's been here about a week or so. We love her. She's wonderful.
Is this your wife's aunt?
My wife's aunt, yeah. And I mean, she's just a phenomenal lady. And so my kids all came home.
You don't have to keep saying it. We get it.
My kids,
we get it.
My kids came home. My daughter and her new husband came up for brunch, brought their 2 little dogs with them. The youngest came back from college and it's only, they barely at college, just moved in last weekend, already coming home and do laundry. 3 days in, they're coming home and do laundry.
And food.
Of course. And I'm out of toilet paper and paper towels. I said, I moved you in 2 days ago. How are you out of toilet paper and paper towels
if you can spare a couple
already?
bucks.
Sure. You know how it goes. You know how it
I
goes.
was
Life
in
in college. So I'm making brunch for everybody. Nice big brunch. Special occasion. Got the good china out, right?
Nice.
My kid comes into me and says, hey, can I show you something real quick? I'm like, yeah. Promise me you won't get upset. Oh. I'm like, yeah, those are, promise me you won't get upset. Might be the 5 scariest words.
Now you're already upset.
I'm already. Seriously, the hair on my back of my neck, boom, boom, boom.
I'm getting upset for you just hearing that.
And I want to, my kid is going to be 22, senior in college, right? I mean, it's his world now. He's an adult. He's not launched, but he's on the launch pad.
This is the blossoming of life.
Yes. Can I show you something? Promise not to get upset. Oh, okay. What do you got? Kid reaches down and pulls up his sleeve and shows me a new tattoo.
Some ink.
A new tattoo. A big bold statement on the back of his arm.
Nice.
From like the elbow to the the
sleeve area,
armpit.
Like the gotcha.
I mean, but not on the side.
Oh,
on the
underside of the arm.
On the back.
Back of the arm.
Back of the arm. So you can only see it when the kid's walking away.
Sure.
And
it's a Mariners logo, isn't it? No,
it is. It's a Cal Raleigh's face, and anything like Cal Raleigh.
It says Big Dumper.
Big Dumper. No. But that's you're drilling down to the point. Anyway, I flipped out. I did not handle it well.
About a tattoo?
Like you got a blanking, and
yeah.
And it was
It's tough though, because as a parent, you're like, you do have opinions. This is your baby. No matter how old your kids get, they're your baby.
Right. And
somebody tattooed my baby.
And it's like, look, my kids. This is the kid's 3rd tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I get it. First one was, at 19, got this beautiful little tattoo on his calf, of a fish. It's lovely. It's fabulous. Last year we're in Ireland for a family vacation. Get a Celtic tattoo to commemorate the trip.
Sweet.
It's a wonderful tattoo. But my kid had mentioned to me a couple weeks ago that the tattoo expo was in Seattle. And they'd gotten tickets to go and kind of wander around the tattoo expo. And I'm like, I couldn't even speak. I was so beside myself.
Were you kind of wanting like a little more thought? Did you feel like maybe it was a spontaneous decision? And this is a lifelong decision that's on your body?
You are drilling down like Jed Clampett.
That would be my concern as well.
Right?
Also, that's been my concern with my brother's a tattoo artist. He's very good.
And I got
Check him out.
I got 5. I got nothing against tattoos.
Yeah.
I really don't.
He's covered. He's got Angela Lansbury on his leg, so don't tell me about regretful tattoos.
And it's, but my initial reaction is, I mean, I get it. The kid's a young man. It's his body. It's his world.
Sure.
Ain't my call. And to your first point, as a parent, that's your job.
Yeah.
To flip out a little bit. That's my baby. Come on. What are you doing? Oh, come on. Really? A big ass scorpion. Big black scorpion.
Nice.
The back of his arm. Stop saying that.
Can I offer you some encouragement?
Please.
I think you actually made the right parental decision to show a little reaction
Mm-hmm.
because you're only reacting because you love. You're only doing it because you care.
Yeah.
And you want the best for your child. And, maybe the scorpion isn't the thing that you thought they would get, or maybe they haven't talked about scorpions before and it felt spontaneous, but whatever. It's done is done. And, did you try to, if you try to make amends, I don't even think you need to try to make amends.
I felt so bad. And meanwhile, I'm serving brunch.
You're trying to serve a strata to somebody, and you got a scorpion looking you in the
strata
face.
Be easy. It's a one bacon, hand it out, let them scoop themselves. I'm making eggs Benedict for an 8.
That's
tough. But that's neither here nor there. But so we're sitting down to breakfast, and the kid's not looking at me, and I'm not like ice staring my kid down.
Sure.
'Cause I feel bad at this point. I totally booted the reaction.
Nah, listen, no parent is perfect. Everybody makes mistakes.
Yeah.
I do that 25 times a day. At the end of the day, I'm doing the assessment. Kids are finally off and into bed, and I'm just like, let's look back on all the ways that I failed as a parent today. That's good parenting.
I guess. I mean, I walked into my kid's room after brunch, and I said, "Look,
I said, get out of my house."
I said, "Get your and go, pack up your fish and your posters off my walls." No, I didn't say anything like that. I said, "Look, I want to apologize for my reaction. I don't want you to think of that tattoo and always have it jaded by my initial shock and reaction, because I'm like, you got a blanking scorpion, and
sure."
I'm like, tell me that's not permanent. And of course, it's beautiful.
Yeah, it's not a henna tattoo. Yeah,
no, it's a big fat ass 7-inch scorpion running in the back of my kid's arm.
Yeah,
and I said, look, it's your body, it's your call. You can do what you're going to do. I get it, man. And I just don't want you to always think of that, and have my reaction, my overreaction.
I think
to bear out how you feel about that tattoo.
I think what you should offer to do is to get one of those, just to prove, if you're really sorry, you would get the exact same tattoo on your arm. And I think I can facilitate that for you. I'll actually pay for you to get the same tattoo on the back of your arm, just to show how much you are sorry.
I'm in support.
And how much you love your child.
Well, then when ICE shows up, they can take both of us away, because I'm pretty sure it's on the list of gang tattoos.
Think about that one. Think about that one for a second.
Well, by the way, kid's a Scorpio.
Yeah.
That's why. I was so shocked I didn't put that together.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Well, we're sitting at brunch. Okay, no one's brought it. No, I'm not bringing it up. Because first off, I want to get through brunch. Mom hasn't seen it yet. I want to get through brunch. Okay? Auntie's there hearing about the wedding she couldn't make it up for. Lovely exchange, pleasantries. And my youngest is just sitting there, face down, eating, not looking up, swallowing hard. And we're just talking. All of a sudden, Mom does a double take.
Oh, Mom didn't know about it yet?
Mom does a double take and reaches over and lifts the sleeve up during brunch.
Yikes.
And I said, why did you sit next to your mom with your new ink side right next to your mom?
Yeah, you got to put a sweatshirt on that case.
What are you doing?
Long sleeves. Long sleeves. When you're home with the
during
family.
brunch?
Yeah, you got your aunt in town.
Oh, it was
That's very difficult.
Oh, so great weekend.
Good for you.
Great weekend.
I think you're
lots of discovery.
Tattoo offer is an open offer.
I appreciate that.
You let me know, and I'll make that happen.
Oh, you're amazing.
Yep, we take care of you.
Yeah.
Can we shift to the biggest news? We'll talk more about this Trump-Zelensky meeting here in just a little bit, but you want to know the biggest news going on in the Northwest?
Yeah.
The thing that people are most excited about, and this is not even a joke.
Okay.
You go to mynorthwest.com right now, and you find out what story is trending so much that it just rises up to the list.
Is it crime in our parks?
It's not crime in our parks.
Is it crime on our mass transit?
It's not crime in our mass transit.
Something bumped those two from the and it's not the.
It's not another crazy SPD Sean Barnes story.
8 Nation salute to peace in D.C.
Nope. I'll tell you what it is. It's a big one.
Traffic.
In-N-Out has a grand opening date.
No, we got a date.
They have made an official announcement. We had Steve Mathis, who's the proprietor of the In-N-Out fan book page, which has like 20,000 members now.
On last week.
And he was saying, I know the date that it's opening up, coming up soon. He would not tell us, but we now know because In-N-Out has made a release. And apparently they have put this out to believe they just said today, we are officially opening on Wednesday. So August 20th, 2 days from now, according to In-N-Out, they're going to be open. That's the Ridgefield location at 5801 Pioneer Canyon Drive. What's really crazy to watch, though, is watch that local area, which is, it's a drive-through area. People have, there's places to stop and stuff on your way down south on I-5. But they're having to figure out what we're going to do to redirect traffic. They know this is going to be a big deal. They know people are going to wait hours.
So they've given us a 48-hour The clock is ticking.
August
Countdown clock
20th.
is on.
I would assume opening day would be common opening time on August. So I think the restaurant would generally open around
lunch, 11?
I would say around like 10:30 a.m. is what the hours would be normally.
Okay.
Yeah,
is that their usual opening time? Okay.
10:30 to 1 a.m.
Okay, 10:30.
10:30 to 1 a.m. That's
so
going to
we're
be their
inside
restaurant
of 40,
hours.
46 hours right
so
now.
I'd say, like we're getting really close. Just under 2 days. So if you're interested in getting a double-double.
People lining up already? Cars in line?
You know what's funny? I guarantee you somebody's already on their way to Ridgefield to get in line to be the first person.
You said talk about mitigating this overwhelming show of enthusiasm on the opening weekend, and the historical opening weekend of the first night out in Washington.
Yeah.
Are they going to cordon off traffic? Are they going to start lining people up in a safe way?
They're going to have to.
A safe capacity? Are they going to have to allocate local law enforcement resources to make sure that this thing? Of course they will, right?
Of course, yeah. Big time.
Wow.
So it's big. It's a big deal. People are very excited about it.
Staff of 80 has been hired, trained. Everything's on site.
$18.75 an hour.
Nice.
Double. Here I come. It is a trip, though. I don't know when I'm going to get down
parking
there.
spots, 28 customers. Look at the patio for 28. Indoor seating for 73.
It's going to be beautiful. All the details on mynorthwest.com. Check it out right now.
This is great.
We have a lot of stuff coming up. We actually got to almost nothing in the opening here.
I'm sorry.
No, not your fault at all. I think that was more important. We figured that out.
I was chewing it all night last night. Didn't sleep well.
Here's what we're going to do. When we come back, we got a ton of stuff to get to. We've got the most disgusting zombie rabbit disease you've ever seen in your life. We'll show you some pictures of that. We have the D.C. meeting of the world leaders stuff. We have Attorney General Pam Bondi, who is sent a letter to Bob Ferguson.
Putting her high-heeled foot down, didn't she?
We've got all of
man.
that.
She's having no more. This ends here, I think it says.
We have so much, so stick around. We're going to be right back.
This fall, Seattle Symphony music director Shen Zhang begins her debut season at Benaroya Hall. On September 13th, Shen conducts Grieg Piano Concerto with pianist Simone Terpcheski for the symphony's opening night. On September 18th and 20th, Shen conducts the majestic Pictures at an Exhibition. On October 2nd, 4th, and 5th, Shen conducts Rachmaninoff's dramatic Second Symphony and Rhapsody on a Theme of Paganini. Ticket info at seattlesymphony.org.
All right, summer is heating up around Western Washington. It's been very hot, but we've also seen the weather starting to turn. So you want to get those home projects taken care of now before the wind and the rain can expose a real problem. And what you're going to want to do is you want to get on the schedule at Valentine Roofing. In case you need any issues fixed with your roof, you can get your roof, your siding, or your gutter projects locked in before Labor Day and secure priority scheduling. Valentine Roofing priority scheduling means they're going to begin work on your home within just 3 weeks of signing your agreement. They'll coordinate with your schedule to make it super easy and convenient. That's what they did for me. When I needed some work done on my roof, there was only one company I was going to call, Valentine Roofing. They fixed the issue. They did it correctly and fast. I didn't even need to be there for the appointment. Afterwards, they just sent me an email with the link, photos, videos, everything. I needed it done fast. They went the extra mile to make it happen. They're going to do the same for you. So whether it's your roof, siding, or gutters that need attention, call Valentine Roofing to get on their summer priority schedule. Spots are limited, so call 206 Roofing today. That's 206 Roofing.
Hey, college students, get 5% off at Safeway with your student ID in the app. With FreshPass, save on produce and enjoy free delivery. EBT users get additional savings. Visit Safeway.com/4U. That's FOR and the letter U.
Have you stopped to think about how you feel today compared to, say, 10 years ago? Are you noticing changes? Less energy, slow recovery, trouble focusing, maybe even weight gain? What if you could turn back the clock and feel stronger, sharper, and more alive? At Longevity Medical Clinic, we help people do exactly that. For over 3 decades, we've been helping thousands of men and women find out what's really going on inside their bodies and take action to feel better and live longer. With advanced diagnostics and personalized hormone and supplement plans, we uncover what's been holding you back and show you how to optimize your health. Our patients often say, "Now I finally understand what's happening and what to do about it." Take the first step. Call 425-633-1810 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better. Live longer. Let's do it together.
Goodbye baseball. Home runs in 3 consecutive games. Cal Raleigh, the big dumper, The Mariners postseason push is on, and there's a whole new way to be part of the action. Introducing the Homestretch Flex Plan, a $500 membership that gives you the freedom to choose your games and seats for the rest of the season, all while saving 5% on tickets and no fees.
Strike three call, triple digits to end it and complete the sweep.
You can use your credit however you want. Go big with club seats for a couple high-stakes showdowns, or stretch it out into the final series against the Dodgers. And the best part, Homestretch Flex members get priority access to our postseason pre-sale. That means you're first in line when October comes calling. The team is locked in.
J.P. Crawford! Game winner, walk-off action in the ninth inning.
And now it's time to bring the energy down the stretch. Come on board today at mariners.com/homestretch. Mariners baseball. Try dance up.
Are you looking at senior living options for you or a loved one? If so, you likely have many questions like, what can I afford? How long will my savings last? And if I run out of money, will I have to move out? If these questions are weighing on you, I'm here to talk you through different solutions. Hi, I'm Amanda from Care Partners Senior Living. At Care Partners, we're focused on offering high-quality, compassionate care at very affordable prices to help stretch and preserve your assets. And if you ever run out of funds and need to convert to Medicaid, you won't have to move. We have vibrant communities throughout Western Washington, Spokane, and Arizona offering independent, assisted living, and memory care. Our caregivers are some of the most loving and genuine people you'll ever meet. Stretch your assets, preserve your estate, and never worry about moving. That's peace of mind in the Care Partners Living Difference. Learn more at carepartnersliving.com. Care Partners is excited to announce our newest communities in Port Orchard, Sumner, Snohomish, and North Creek Bothell. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Hey, we've got Wes Jones here of sellwithwes.com. Wes, what if I'm a home seller, but I've got a unique property? Maybe I have a lot of acreage or a horse pasture or a castle and a moat or a house with some sort of unique design. Can you help with that?
If you've got something like that, I definitely want to hear from you guys. Working with unique properties is one of my favorite things to do in real estate. And the reason why is I get to utilize my full arsenal of marketing techniques. We can do aerial photography, we can do video walkthroughs, we can do actual video, we can do target marketing. But one of the unique things that I can do that other realtors don't is some of the access to other media that I can advertise your properties in. The local blogs, Seattle Times, King 5, all of my properties have been featured on programs like those.
That's Wes Jones of sellwithwes.com. He's sold a ton of unique properties and he can sell yours too. Sellwithwes.com, sellwithwes.com, a better way to sell your home.
Jaden Schwartz for Techline Roofing. Summer is the perfect time for a new roof. Take advantage of our easy financing, summer specials, and the best warranty in the business. Have a great summer. See you next hockey season. Trust Techline.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
CBS News special report. President Trump is holding meetings today at the White House to end the war in Ukraine with Ukraine's president and now European leaders as well who traveled to Washington. And he's spoken to Russia's president again.
In a very significant step, President Putin agreed that Russia would accept security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is one of the key points that we need to consider.
Ukrainian President Zelensky.
This is very important that the United States gives such strong signal and is ready for security guarantees.
And Trump indicated there will be another conversation with Putin.
We're going to call President Putin right after this meeting. I'm sure we're going to have a solid meeting, good meeting, maybe a great meeting, and we're going to try and work out a trilat after that and see if we can get it finished.
And Zelensky has said he is open to that talk. CBS News special report. I'm Cammie McCormick.
And I'm Heather Bosch. Federal Way police are searching for the gunman who killed a 32-year-old man at a Federal Way apartment this morning. They say the shooter knew the people there. Police are searching for the masked robbers who used hammers and bear spray to steal $2 million in goods from Menanche & Sons Jewelers in West Seattle last week. Casey McNerthney from the King County Prosecutor's Office tells Seattle's Morning News.
It seems so bizarre that people would think that they can get away with it in a digital age where there's so much video. You know, even if you cover your face, there's still ways that investigators can find things.
The suspect took off in a silver Subaru. 2 people received minor injuries when a helicopter crashed at the Skagit Regional Airport this morning. KIRO 7 TV reports the chopper hit a light pole. The FAA and NTSB are investigating. The Bonnie Lake Sumner boys are not going home yet. After falling in their first matchup Friday, the team stayed alive yesterday with a 3-2 victory over Massachusetts in the Little League World Series. That's heard on ESPN.
Matson 0-2. Swing and a miss. Washington gets the key win. They will stay alive. They beat Massachusetts 3-2.
The team now moves on to the next round in the elimination bracket. They'll play again tomorrow night against either team from Connecticut or South Dakota. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 42 points, NASDAQ off 5. Nate Connors is in the KIRO News Radio traffic desk.
Hey, thanks, Heather. In Auburn, eastbound 18, you're jam-packed from I-5 past Weyerhaeuser Way. A major improvement from, say, 20 minutes ago as we clear out from an earlier collision near the West Valley Highway. JBLM, we're seeing this backup continue to grow. South 5 has about a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup that starts near Thorn Lane. Tacoma to Olympia continues to climb, now taking an hour and 5 minutes. A little more slowing between Lacey and Olympia now. At the White River Bridge on State Route 410 between Buckley and Enumclaw, the bridge remains closed as crews still assess damage from an earlier collision this morning from a semi. They clipped the top of the bridge frame. Still no estimated time to reopen. Some drive times: Linwood to Seattle, 20 minutes. Bellevue to South Center, 20 minutes. Federal Way to Seattle also at 20 minutes. KIRO News Radio real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny today with highs in the mid-70s. It is 70 right now in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. Boy, news is just popping today. So much to talk about. This Trump-Zelensky European leader meetings continue. Just heard that in the top of the hour news there, the bottom of the hour news there. It sounds like they are going to have a conversation shortly with Putin, which would be nice. That would be a good follow-up. Your microphone.
I'm confused. We catch the national news feeds during the commercial breaks. Not that we don't care for our sponsors. We love them. We need them. We trust them.
No, the audience heard it too. The national news.
But does this mean that Trump said he's going to have a phone conversation with Putin?
I think
they're not going to bring. They're going to bring Putin in on a phone line to the European 7.
I don't know.
And U.S. Ukraine.
I don't know if it's going to be with just Trump or if it's going to be with Trump and the Big 7.
The good news
or
is
just Trump and Zelensky.
Dialogue.
They're talking. Yeah. That's a nice thing.
The words ceasefire. I've heard the word ceasefire more in the last 2 days than have in the last 2 years.
I was going to say, it does feel like there's at least movement forward, and in these negotiations, that's great. Conversations happening is great.
Yeah. See how it goes.
All right, so we will get. Can I just play the one clip too? I just saw this. I thought this was actually a really good sign.
Of course.
So Zelensky arrives at the White House just a little bit ago.
Wearing a suit.
I
didn't want to be the one to bring it up, but wearing a suit.
Trump comments on it immediately.
Did he really?
He comments on it.
Attaboy.
Because he commented last time he didn't wear a suit, and now Zelensky wore a suit this time, and Trump immediately goes, look at you. He goes, I love it. And he's complimenting him in his suit. And then they get into the White House, and they sit down together. And before they met with all of the European leaders, Trump and Zelensky had kind of the same setup as that infamous meeting that they had a couple months ago.
That was Oval Office.
That went south.
Yeah.
Oval Office.
I mean, today as the last.
In front of the fire. And Zelensky started out, I thought this was a really charming, nice move, and really smart on Zelensky's part because, as everybody knows, you want to get on Trump's good side as fast as possible. And so Zelensky handed him a letter. I just thought this was a nice move. Oh, audio here. There we go. Oval Office.
I mean, today as the last.
That's in front of the fire. Hold on there. That's my fault. Let me mute this, and let's play this again. All right. Take 2. Go.
My wife, she, First Lady of Ukraine, she gave the letter. It's not to you, to your wife. Oh, I want. Yeah. So we're saying this sensitive topic. Yes, please. And thanks to our partners and that you supported this format that after our meeting we can have leaders who are around us, UK and France, Germany, Italy, Finland, EU, NATO. I mean, all partners around Ukraine supporting us. Thanks to them and thank you very much for invitation.
Thank you very much for being here.
The letter, I just thought the letter was a nice touch from his wife to Trump's wife.
Yeah.
That's a way to if you're negotiating with somebody, you want to get on a personal connection with that person as quick as possible.
Yes. Especially from a guy like Trump who I think with my gut, he trusts his gut reaction to things.
Yes.
And when you make it a human story, like, the First Lady of Ukraine has these thoughts for the First Lady of America.
Totally right. Yeah, which is really, I thought that was a nice touch.
Solid.
So good move on Zelensky's part. I think everybody's pulling for him.
2 for 2, wearing a suit, bringing a letter, boom.
Bringing a letter, he's got a suit on.
He's already playing from a better position than he was last meeting.
He's doing a lot better.
Couldn't have put a tie on.
I think he does have a tie on, actually.
No, I meant last time.
Last
time.
That was funny. All right. Can we talk about something real fast that I do not understand at all? There was a shooting over the weekend at Golden Gardens. Did you see the story?
I'm afraid I did.
Okay.
And I think I know exactly what you're troubled by with the story.
Explain this to me like I'm 5, because I don't get this.
Yeah.
Let me read you the details. Let me give you the facts, then you can have my opinion, although it's going to be obvious in my explanation of the facts. Seattle police, this is on mynorthwest.com. You guys can read about it there. Seattle police say an argument of some sort at Golden Gardens Park ended with a shooting that put a 35-year-old man in the hospital. This was around 8 p.m. on Saturday.
Yes.
Police say someone shot him several times in the neck and chest. Ouch. Officers arrived, found the victim with multiple gunshot wounds. Wounds. The crazy thing about this is there was actually a doctor there at the beach who was able to provide medical aid to the victim. They don't know if he would have survived otherwise. So the doctor was able to help him just because he was at the beach. First responders then arrived, were able to get this guy stable. They took him to Harborview. He has life-threatening injuries. So that's not the part of the story I don't understand. I understand that. It's chaos. It's horrible.
Sure.
It shouldn't be happening. It's all too common now. How many stories lately have we had about Seattle parks being so dangerous?
Yeah.
Anyway, here's the part that I don't understand. So
how there was a trauma-trained doctor on site? That's pretty good.
I get that.
I guess that's luck, right?
I understand that. Yeah. That's just good luck.
Yeah.
Or a blessing, depending on what your point of view is.
Hey, man. Hey, here.
So that guy gets shot several times. The alleged shooter is a 22-year-old guy who runs away.
Fled the scene in his black Mercedes.
In his black Mercedes, which was fairly identifiable. Apparently, it had a hood that was tied on. So pretty easy to find a black Mercedes with the tied-on hood.
Yeah.
They find the guy. They find the car in Ballard, actually. They say it's a couple blocks east of Ballard Locks. There was 3 people in the Mercedes. Officers arrested the suspect and recovered a handgun. Okay, so they arrest him.
Mm-hmm.
Now, here's the update that I don't understand. The Seattle Police Department says that they have released the suspect they took custody of on Saturday night following a shooting at Golden Gate Park. Golden Gardens, not Golden Gate. Sorry,
I did that to you earlier.
You did it. Now I'm doing it too.
I misspoke, and now it's in there for you.
Golden Garden Park. You shoot somebody multiple times, allegedly.
Run from the scene. Flee the scene. Yep. Luckily, quickly apprehended by multiple responders from law enforcement. Witnesses give the vehicle description. They see it fleeing, from Golden Gardens through Ballard there, a few blocks east of the locks.
A witness spoke to KIRO News on Sunday and explained that they saw a rush of first responders down Market Street heading toward the park in response to the shooting. About 10 minutes later, they then saw 4 Seattle police cars come back to the intersection, apparently looking for this aforementioned Mercedes. They all lined up on the street in front of where we were standing, and one of the officers jumped out of the car, drew his gun, told us to get out of the way. That's a scary situation.
Yeah.
And we hid behind a dumpster for about 5 to 10 minutes, and then they arrested this guy. Why are we releasing? That's a question for you. And listen, I know that there's going to be some legalese involved.
Sure.
If you officially charge somebody with a crime, the clock is ticking. So they're still investigating.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that he can't be rearrested. They know who he is.
No, he's not free to go.
They didn't say, "Hey, you're fine."
He was arrested, booked, and then released.
Here's the thing. The guy in the waterfront shooting that we talked about just a couple days ago, and this is what's confusing to me. He's in an incident. It's on video, so beyond a shadow of a doubt, we know who did the shooting.
This is a stolen valor story.
This is a stolen valor
story. The man
story.
in the wheelchair, an airsoft gun, and an antagonist who brought out his real gun and shot the guy point blank.
Yes. 35-year-old guy shoots an old guy in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
We have video. Beyond a preponderance of evidence, or with a preponderance of evidence, we know all this stuff. That guy is held on $750,000 bail.
Mm-hmm.
Why is the 22-year-old released? I reached out. I'm actually still waiting back on an answer on this. I actually reached out to Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecutor's
He'll
Office.
help us understand more clearly.
I just want to understand why you're releasing a guy who allegedly.
I think it's due to salmon count. I think everything you catch right now is a catch and release off Golden Gardens.
It's like, what are you talking about?
I think it's all catch and release right now, right? I mean, they have that limited. No, I kid. I'm sorry.
It could be a tribal issue.
It is. Well, no, it's. We don't know anything about the assailant in this shooting at Golden Gardens. Maybe no prior arrests. It sounds like he had stopped fleeing. He wasn't a high-speed chase. He had stopped in Ballard, and the police surrounded him. They probably gave himself up willingly. Maybe fled the scene in a panic. We don't know the details of the altercation that led to the shooting.
Here's an update on the story I can give you right now. I just got an email from Casey McNerthy with the King County Prosecutor's Office.
Breaking news here.
He's a buddy. I sent him an email. I was like, can you explain this? This doesn't make any sense to me. They still haven't had the case referred to them yet.
Okay.
So he said that he doesn't have details on it yet.
Okay.
But he said that it was an SPD call.
Got it.
To release them. So it's not like they contacted the prosecutor's office and said, like, what should we do?
Okay.
So the SPD made a call to release somebody who had just allegedly shot somebody multiple times in the neck and chest.
Yeah.
I'm scratching my head on that one.
Not even an overnight?
No. Doesn't seem that way. They released the guy. I mean, the story looks like a pretty quick update. It could have been. It could have been an overnight. As of Sunday evening, the police said they released him.
Okay. It's from pure speculation. It was a legally owned gun, registered gun, because possession of a firearm would be another whole separate charge in addition to a multiple shooting.
I can't speak to that, but apparently so was the guy in the waterfront shooting, and
was legally owned. Yeah, but that guy had a previous criminal record. Remember, he'd taken a car to a voting registration booth.
Maybe this kid's got a clean record. That guy 750. It just doesn't make sense to me.
Maybe this kid's got a clean record. Maybe he's got a legally owned gun.
So you would allegedly shoot somebody.
Maybe they
multiple
don't
times
know
in
the
neck and
incidents of the multiple shooting altercation. I don't know. My first thought too was like, released.
So we'll stay on that story. We'll get you more information.
Maybe bail was set at a junked out Mercedes. That's all you do is post his junked out Mercedes was enough to cover bail.
Like take it. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We got to show you pictures of this rabbit. This weird.
Do we have to?
We have to.
Oh.
Yeah. Get on the YouTube. You're going to want to see these pictures so you cannot sleep tonight. We'll be right back.
I'm still going for it, even with higher stroke risk from atrial fibrillation, an irregular heartbeat not caused by a heart valve problem. Over a 3-year study, Eliquis apixaban tablets reduced stroke risk better than warfarin, and over 97% of Eliquis patients did not experience a stroke. A first stroke occurred in 2.9% of warfarin patients versus 2.3% of Eliquis patients.
Don't stop prescription Eliquis without asking your doctor. Stroke risk may increase. Eliquis can cause serious and potentially fatal bleeding. Don't take if you have an artificial heart valve, abnormal bleeding, or antiphospholipid syndrome. While taking, you may bruise more easily or bleed longer. A spinal injection increases blood clot risk, which may cause paralysis. Get medical help right away for unexpected bleeding or bruising, or back pain, tingling, numbness, muscle weakness, or incontinence. Aspirin products, NSAIDs, SSRIs, SNRIs, and blood thinners increase bleeding risk. Tell your doctor about planned medical or dental procedures. Learn more at Eliquis.com or call 1-855-ELIQUIS.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
This is the story of the one. As a safety manager at a manufacturing plant, he does everything he can to keep his coworkers safe. From finding ways to reduce risks to keeping safety supplies in stock. And for that, he relies on Grainger. Grainger offers a broad range of quality products and next-day delivery, so he can always play it safe. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20 plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at K2VisionRLE.com.
You're listening to Leaf Filter Radio, and the guru of gutter protection himself, Chris Coonahan, is here to take your most pressing leaf-related questions.
Hey, everybody, Chris here. I understand we have Ron on the line. Ron, where are you calling from?
Uh-oh. Ron, are you calling from a ladder?
Well, I was. I wanted to ask Chris what I need to do to get my gutters ready to have Leaf Filter installed.
Oh, Ron, you don't have to do anything. A Leaf Filter Trusted Pro will come out and clean out your gutters, realign and seal your gutters, and install Leaf Filter, America's #1 gutter protection system.
So I didn't need to get on this ladder?
Ron, Leaf Filter Trusted Pros are in your neighborhood and ready to help. Just visit leaffilter.com/radio to schedule your free gutter inspection and get up to 30% off.
Thank goodness. What was that site?
That's leaffilter.com/radio for your free gutter inspection today. See representative for warranty details. Promotion is 20% off plus a 10% senior or military discount. One discount per household.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. Celebrate with payments as low as $125 a month. A beautiful bath installed in one day, no mess, and a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today.
Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens has given me back clear vision. They've performed over 80,000 successful lens replacement surgeries. At Sharp Vision, you'll get the best price combined with the best experience. Sharp-vision.com. That's sharp with an E, -vision.com.
Hi, I'm Justin Shirley. We offer 0 down, 0 interest, and 0 payments for 24 months on new roofs. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF now. State Roofing and Exteriors. Held to a higher standard since 1968.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're keeping an eye on all this stuff happening in D.C. right now with Trump and Zelensky and all the European leaders. It seems, at least from our vantage point and the reports that we're getting, that it seems like they're making at least some movement, which is progress. We'll find out.
Yeah,
we'll find out. But it sounds more positive than negative.
Yeah, and the fact that President Zelensky brings with him the entirety of the European alliance, if I can say that. I mean, I don't know if all the countries involved here are. I think they're all NATO countries. I'm not certain that it's not a NATO representation, because that is a real sticking point for Ukraine-Russia's conflict. Is NATO? Where NATO comes in all this.
NATO membership off the table.
These are the countries that have supported Ukraine during this last couple of years, 3 years, going on 2 years.
Yeah, everybody wants to see this thing end.
Yeah, and a unified message to President Putin that this is not just Ukraine.
Yeah, we're all interested in moving forward, so hopefully they do.
Sure would be great.
Can you guys please go on YouTube right now and watch the show live, because we're about to show you pictures that are going to haunt your memories and your dreams. Don't show them quite yet, Sophia. I don't want to assault people until they're ready for it.
And if you're watching with children.
If you're watching with children.
Can we do that?
Actually, children would actually be really interested in this. No. This is fun. This is fun for kids.
There are some kids that are like obsessed with certain types of animals that have I feel like
bunnies, cute bunnies. Sure,
cute bunnies.
All kids.
These are not.
I don't know. I think this is kind of cool.
These are not cute bunnies.
Oh, really? Okay, maybe it's me.
Here's the thing. There's something called zombie rabbit disease, which, boy, it sounds worse than it is. No, it actually sounds pretty bad, and it looks pretty bad. It's called the cottontail rabbit
Pamplona. Right?
papillomavirus.
Papilloma.
papilloma.
It's HPV because humans, papilloma is
papilloma virus. That's right. The cottontail rabbit papilloma virus. The CRPV. Here's what it does in rabbits. It makes them grow these. You can show the picture now, Sophia. It makes them grow these really big. One of the side effects is it can make them grow these disgusting. Look at this poor little bunny. Oh, my goodness.
Right?
That sweet little thing.
Yeah.
Looks like the devil. It looks like he's possessed by a demon. I'll be honest. It looks just like the worst thing you've ever seen. If you had told me that this bunny is currently living in Chernobyl, I would say that makes sense.
Thank you. So 3 Mile jackrabbit.
Yes. But this is apparently a very common disease that has been around in the United States, according to the Department of Fish and Wildlife, who was asked about this. This is apparently something that's been around for about 100 years. The Shope papilloma, why can't I say that word? Papilloma? Papilloma virus, also known as cottontail rabbit papilloma, has been present in the U.S. for around a century and is not new in Washington. Apparently, these bunnies have now been spotted in Washington. Let's keep that picture up, Sophia.
How has this never been brought to anybody's attention before? I've never heard of this once. Yeah, it's been around 100 years.
100 years. I've never seen a rabbit with horns. I feel like they're telling us not to care about something that I should care about.
Well, apparently it doesn't cause any. It's not viral. It can't. Your pets can't get it.
It says it cannot spread. It spreads from rabbit to rabbit, obviously, but it doesn't spread from rabbit to other species yet. Look at this thing, though. This rabbit's got a beard. It's got like a beard of black horns.
I don't know how to describe. Are they painful?
They say there's just like these are just growths, like on a bunny, and it doesn't affect their life in any way, meaningful way, unless it blocks them from eating, and then that would obviously they'd be on a diet.
I think mating might be impaired.
Or
unless like Sophia said, some rabbits are into this. I guess.
Though,
right?
Have you seen?
I did not say that the rabbits were into that, but
you said some kids like weird looking animals. That's what I didn't mean to misquote you.
Maybe you're right though. I don't know what's going on in the rabbit.
Hey baby.
I think you're right. I think some rabbits could be into this. Because think about all rabbits look the same. All rabbits look the same, and this rabbit now is unique looking. It's kind of peacocking in a way.
It's punk night. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a peacocking little bunny.
It's a rabbit you bring home to dad. To make just a rock dad's world and freak him out.
Maybe. Yeah.
And they say the rabbits build up a natural immunity to it.
Yeah, over time they like any virus,
this
it passes.
Comes and goes. Yeah.
So I don't know if these things fall off or if they just go away. It's disgusting, and I feel bad for any of these rabbits who have it.
too.
And if I saw these, we have a ton of rabbits in our backyard.
Us too.
If I ever saw one of these, I'd pull the kids inside. I'd be calling like hazmat suits.
So I guess there's the news story: is it's not dangerous.
It's not dangerous. Don't worry about it.
It's not painful to the rabbits. It's not dangerous to your pets or your family. It's just this unsettling.
Quite honestly, I'm worried about it, and I think it's very scary.
Okay, yeah, I'm not sleeping easy with this.
I'm not sleeping easy. One of those rabbits gets anywhere near me and my kids.
Yeah.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
My pet brings one in hanging at the side of its mouth. I'm taking my pet to the vet.
Yeah, brush the teeth at least. All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around. We're gonna be right back.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Ready to elevate your everyday? Quince has the luxe staples insiders swear by, minus the markup. From 100% European linen styles and 14-karat gold jewelry to gorgeous leather bags and elevated home finds, Quince has it all. And by partnering directly with top artisans and ethical factories, Quince delivers premium quality at half the cost of similar brands. Discover everyday luxury without the markup at Quince. Go to quince.com/style upgrade for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/style upgrade.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right. Junior colleges, tech schools, universities, just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR and the letter U.
Did you hear?
A recent stash of $10 gold Liberty coins from the 1800s has been found. These gorgeous gold coins are as bright and shiny as the day they were struck in the late 1800s, and less than 200 of these gold coins are available. Coin experts are calling this gold find an incredible opportunity. Call 1-800-917-4635, and you are guaranteed a $10 gold Liberty coin minted by the U.S. Mint in the 1800s. But with extremely limited availability, you must call now. These gold Liberty coins from the 1800s are still in uncirculated condition. That is history you can hold in your hand. To learn more, call 1-800-917-4635. Call now and you'll receive a free American Coin Collector's Bonus Package, a $40 value, free with every order. Call 1-800-917-4635 now to secure your $10 gold Liberty coins dated from the 1800s before they sell out. That's 1-800-917-4635.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A-plus rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Looking for a simple solution to hair loss this summer? Get the same breakthrough one-day treatment I received at Advanced Hair during their once yearly summer savings event. Your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day, and Advanced Hair guarantees it will grow. Take advantage of your flexible summer calendar and get the most hair for your dollar during their best offer of the year. For details and a free consultation, call 425-449-8185. AdvancedHair.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support it deserves with Active Liver from New Nordic. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or at newnordicusa.com.
Your best source for local news. KIRO Newsradio, KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle, Northwest News. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by O'Reilly Auto Parts.
I'm Cammie McCormick. President Trump is working every angle to win the war in Ukraine, with Ukraine's president and European leaders at the White House and another conversation with Vladimir Putin.
President Putin wants to find an answer to, and we'll see. And in a certain period of time, not very far from now, a week or 2 weeks, we're going to know whether or not we're going to solve this, or is this horrible fighting going to continue? We'll do our best to get it ended.
Germany's chancellor and others still believe a ceasefire is needed. Nancy Cordes reports.
He really hopes that by the time they get to a trilateral meeting, there will be a ceasefire, making the case on behalf of all of those European leaders that they think that that is an important prerequisite. Putin showing that he is serious about stopping the killing before he is allowed to enter into conversations about territory changing hands.
The Democrats who fled Texas in the redistricting battle have returned, as Chris Fox reports.
A quorum is present.
The words Texas Republicans have been waiting to hear for 2 weeks when State House Democrats fled Texas to prevent a vote on the newly drawn congressional maps, designed to flip 5 more seats to the Republicans. Texas House Speaker Dustin Burrows took steps to ensure they won't flee again.
Members for whom arrest warrants were issued will be granted written permission to leave only after agreeing to be released into the custody of a designated DPS officer appointment who will ensure your return Wednesday at 10 a.m.
That's when the Texas House is expected to vote on the maps. Chris Fox for CBS News, Austin.
Ocean rescue patrols are on alert up and down the East Coast for Hurricane Erin, expected to stay offshore, but dangerous nonetheless. Meteorologist Grant Gilmore.
Those fringe impacts are going to be felt all up along the eastern seaboard. Rip current concerns as big waves start to smash up against the shore. The Outer Banks could see 15 to 20-foot waves as we go into Wednesday and Thursday. Even up into the Northeast, we could see 8 to 12-foot waves, and that will cause some coastal beach erosion.
The Union for Air Canada's flight attendants says they won't be returning to work despite their strike being declared illegal. CBS's Tom Hansen on what they're demanding.
Currently, as it goes, when the door closes and the plane taxis, when it starts to move, that's when their pay clock starts. It ends when they open the door and the passengers get off. So they're asking for pay when they're going from aircraft to aircraft and doing other things that they consider to be part of their job.
The strike is affecting about 130,000 passengers a day. On Wall Street, stocks finished mixed. This is CBS News.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
A basketball tournament in honor of one of Brian Koberger's victims. That story coming up. But first, Nate Connors is the KIRO Newsradio Traffic Desk.
Yes, thanks, Heather. Not a bad commute to start off the 1 o'clock hour. Monroe, we're starting to see some building backups out there in both directions of Highway 2 on the west side of town. The drive through Everett looking great still. In fact, getting to Everett from Seattle and Bellevue also looking good, taking right around a half hour. Linwood to Seattle is a 20-minute commute. You got a little crowding starting there in Northgate into downtown. JBLM, we're still struggling. South 5, you've got a 4-mile bumper-to-bumper backup starting near Thorn Lane. Tacoma to Olympia holding steady at an hour and 5 minutes. And the White River Bridge remains closed on State Route 410 between Buckley and Enumclaw, where a semi bumped into it earlier this morning. Still no estimated time to reopen. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon, I'm Heather Bosch. 2 people are being treated for minor injuries after a helicopter crashed at the Skagit Regional Airport this morning. KIRO 7 TV reports the chopper hit a light pole. The FAA and NTSB are on the scene. Police are searching for the gunman who killed a 32-year-old man at a Federal Way apartment this morning. They say the shooter apparently knew the people who lived there. Seattle police are investigating a Saturday night shooting at Golden Gardens Park. KIRO 7 TV's Jake Chapman spoke with witnesses.
Those who saw what led up to it.
One of them took his shorts down and exposed himself.
It was after that moment someone pulled out a gun.
I heard 5 shots.
A 35-year-old man was rushed to Harborview Medical Center with life-threatening injuries. Officers detained 3 people in connection to the shooting and had arrested a 22-year-old man for assault. But Sunday evening, that man is now out of jail and the investigation is back on.
The man accused of shooting a veteran in a wheelchair has pleaded not guilty today to first-degree assault. The shooter accused Harold Powell of pretending to be a veteran, but Powell tells KIRO 7 TV he served in the Navy, and he adds,
I refuse to complain, and I'm not going to let this guy, nothing about this guy live in my mind for rent-free.
Gregory Tim is being held on $750,000 bail. Just 2 months before Ethan Chapin and 3 other University of Idaho students were killed, Ethan helped start a basketball contest to benefit kids in the Skagit Valley. Over the weekend, the Hope for the Valley tournament was held in his honor. Organizers telling KIRO 7 TV.
It's been a heavy couple years, and it's been a lot of work to put this on. It's so fulfilling. Just want to do right by Ethan and do right by his spirit.
Money raised helps pay for the equipment, gym time, and scholarships. There's now a bronze statue of Seattle basketball legend Sue Bird. KIRO 7 TV's Eric Thomas was at the unveiling at Climate Pledge Arena.
An unveiling that a lot of people had circled on their calendar.
She does so much for basketball, but also other women's sports.
That's why it is important, because there was this team that I could support as a young child.
As for Bird, she acknowledged the accolade with all the grace and poise that we've grown accustomed to on the hardwood, but made sure to sprinkle in a little humor.
And when you inevitably see a little bird poop on my shoulder, just consider it family checking in and reminding me where home is.
Bird becomes the first WNBA star to have a statue dedicated in her honor. This weather update brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Partly sunny skies today with highs in the mid-70s. It's 71 in downtown Seattle. I'm Heather Bosch.
your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with the KIRO News Radio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO News Radio.
Welcome back to the show. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. There are a ton of ways to stay connected with us, which is a lot of fun. During the commercial breaks, we try to dip into the YouTube page. We jump in on the chat. We like to talk with you guys. So if you're interested in chatting with us during the commercial breaks when we have time, we like to do that. So get on over to YouTube, search KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM, and the Jake and Spike Show live pops up. You also get to watch fun videos with us as we talk about them on the show, or we get to show you disgusting pictures of bunnies with like a bunny papilloma. Can't say that word. I can say rabbit virus, though. They have a rabbit virus. CRPV. Yeah, everybody knows that.
Sure.
Lots of stuff to get to, lots of stuff to chat about. We're still monitoring all of these talks that are going on right now between President Trump, Volodymyr Zelensky, a bunch of European leaders, and soon to be involving Putin as well. I guess there's a phone call that's going to be happening at some point. So we'll keep you up to date on that. And locally here, this is interesting. This is kind of a national/local story. It's local because it was directed at Washington State, but it's national because it comes from the Attorney General, Pam Bondi. They have now threatened Washington over sanctuary policies. The governor of our state got a letter dated August 13th that came from the Attorney General's office. And basically, it says that Washington has sanctuary policies that are not in line with the federal immigration enforcement efforts. And because of that, it says, you are hereby notified that your jurisdiction has been identified as one that engages in sanctuary policies and practices that thwart federal immigration enforcement to the detriment of the interests of the United States. Sorry, that was a long sentence. This ends now. That's a short sentence. By Tuesday, August 19th, 2025, which is tomorrow, please submit a response to this letter that confirms your commitment to complying with federal law and identifies the immediate initiatives that you are taking to eliminate laws, policies, and practices that impede federal immigration enforcement. The letter went on to warn Governor Ferguson that not only could there be some civil liability penalties for obstructing enforcement, but also there could be some federal funding that Washington State would no longer get.
That's where it gets meaty.
That's where that's the carrot and the stick, I guess. Mm-hmm. Governor Ferguson responded on X. These are all the facts, then we'll talk about it in a second. He says, I will share a more detailed response to AG Bondi on Tuesday, so that's tomorrow. Washington State has no intention of changing our values in the face of threats from the Trump administration. The federal government's relentless targeting of law-abiding immigrants is wrong. The Keep Washington Working Act is an important law that helps protect Washington families in the face of this assault. The Keep Washington Working Act requires our state and local enforcement to focus on keeping Washingtonians safe rather than allowing limited resources to be used for federal immigration enforcement. Protecting hardworking Washingtonians who are abiding by our state laws and keeping families together reflect our values as a state. So he posted that on X, and I'm sure it was elsewhere as well. Mm-hmm. He'll then make an announcement. He'll have some official response tomorrow, which I think is going to be a press conference at some point.
Yeah, that's what he likes to do.
A lot of press conferences we've been covering lately.
Yeah.
Good Lord. So, Spike, what do you think about this? Do we want any details on the Keep Washington Working Act, just in case anybody wants to know? It restricts state and local law enforcement from participating in federal immigration enforcement activities. Boom. There you go.
Yeah.
What do you think about this, Spike?
This is the Trump. Well, you know how I feel with this. This is the Trump administration's trying to set federal policy through executive order as opposed through legislative means, which is kind of what President Trump has signed a boatload of executive orders. For example, the withholding federal funds to sanctuary cities is an executive order signed by the chief executive, President Trump, but it's been challenged in court. All these things have been challenged in court. You know, does federal law supersede state law? That's the supremacy clause of the Constitution.
Sure.
There are different court opinions on this. Courts have upheld that states have the right to dictate their policy and just blind adherence to federal law when it's written through executive order is the stuff of judicial debate.
They've also ruled in favor of presidents withholding federal funds. Their administration's withholding federal funds to states who don't
They've
comply.
ruled against that too. They have ruled against the Trump administration, blindly saying we can withhold.
No, I'm saying past presidents.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So the Biden administration did this as well with a number of things. They did this with. Actually, I have a list here. I thought this was kind of interesting. Abortion access. There were some states, Oklahoma in particular, was not complying with something the Biden administration wanted, so they threatened to withhold $4.5 million in funding, which the Supreme Court upheld and said that they were allowed to do that.
Because that was a federal law, the abortion rights law, as opposed to the executive order, which is what the Trump administration is trying to enforce.
So you're saying that the federal government doesn't have the ability to seek illegal immigrants in Washington State?
They can seek all they want to. They can't compel the state of Washington to comply with their immigration policies when they're dictated through executive order.
Should the state of Washington be allowed to obstruct federal government from getting rid of said illegal immigrants?
Define obstruct, not because that's
not sharing information.
I think the state should be allowed to do that.
Okay, it's your opinion. That's fine.
Yeah, because
are you okay with federal funds being withheld by presidents for policy reasons? That's for states that are doing things that the presidents don't like. Obama did it. Biden did it. Trump's doing it.
It's far too broad a question. Answer with a yes or no, and I'll give you why. Because when
yes,
no. I mean,
so you don't support withholding funding?
I support withholding funding from states when they deny federal law. When states deny executive orders, which are just in written, the president signs executive order trying to implement policy without it being federal law. Written, signed, voted on by the legislative branch of the government and signed by the president into law. There's a big difference between executive order and federal law. When Biden tried to withhold funding from Oklahoma, they're violating a federal law, legislated, signed into law.
And I think the result of that was they did reach an agreement where Oklahoma Department of Health said, all right, we'll provide a phone number.
Yeah, they'll comply with federal law.
Who might want funding.
Yeah.
And then, so I wonder, do you think Ferguson is going to, because obviously the Trump campaign, the Trump administration, Pam Bondi they're pretty hard on this. I don't think that they're going to back down.
They can be as hard as they want to be, but they're also trying to just force their ideology and that what they seem as federal policy, and again, it's through executive order.
What do you think of Ferguson's statement here about the
Washington has no intention of changing
law-abiding immigrants? The federal government's relentless targeting of law-abiding immigrants. I think specifically they're saying, okay, so if they're here illegally, are they abiding by the law?
First off, an immigration violation is not a criminal law; it's a criminal violation. It's a civil violation. That's a designation.
He's referring to them as law-abiding immigrants. So these are people who are here who are not here legally.
Not law-abiding immigrants.
So are they abiding by the law if they're breaking a law?
If they're
here illegally, right? So aren't they no longer law-abiding?
You're talking about two different people here. When he says law-abiding immigrants,
yes.
Say somebody is going through all the processes of seeking legal status.
Okay.
And they are, say, for example, people who are going to immigration court.
Sure.
And then targeted at immigration court by ICE agents, and there's numerous examples of this.
Okay.
So that particular is the most glaring example I can use to prove my point and make my point.
What about the people in Washington State, though? I'm just asking questions here. What about the people in Washington State who are here illegally and are not in the middle of some criminal court process, who are just here illegally? Is he referring to those people as law-abiding immigrants or no?
No, I don't think so.
So those people he's fine with ICE coming in and doing what they need to do. Yeah. Because again, Trump didn't invent ICE.
No, Trump didn't invent ICE, but Trump has expanded ICE. Trump has empowered ICE. He's financed ICE to the degree we've never seen anything like in the past.
He hasn't gotten rid of as many people as Biden or Obama did, but yes, he's using ICE and it's very public.
Different argument, but so my point being this: if someone is going through the legal process of becoming a citizen,
sure,
and ICE rounds them up at court and takes them away, I'm not talking about the illegals. I'm talking about folks that were here through a legal process, exercising their attempt to become U.S. citizens, and they're rounded up and deported, or they're taken to internment camp, or detention centers. Okay.
Yeah.
Not a lot of distinction between those two things. These detention centers,
same ones that Biden used. Go ahead.
Not at all.
They're not, but they are. They are. Show me where they're different.
You asked me the question, should Ferguson support ICE coming in and taking people who are seeking? Because that's what he's talking about, defending law-abiding immigrants.
Okay, so he's not. Okay, so I guess that will be part of the announcement tomorrow, where he's going to say, hey, for the people who are here illegally and have not done anything to try to be here legally, then you need to go ahead and make an exit. Do you think he feels that way or not?
I don't know. That's not. I don't know.
I guess
I don't
we'll
know how
find
he
out
feels.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
I guess
my question, when ICE rounds up, has numbers quotas, And it's try to fill numbers quotas by running anybody they can get their hands on, regardless of status.
I don't know if that's true.
It's borne out in thousands of examples, tens of thousands of examples.
Regardless of their status. They're not just grabbing people randomly off the street. Who
they are. Driving while brown. They've grabbed U.S. citizens who were rounded up by ICE and taken to detention centers.
That feels like a meme. Driving while brown.
That's what they're doing is they're rounding up people.
I don't think that's official ICE. Are you saying that's official ICE policy?
No, it's what's happening in this blanket grab as many people meet quotas policies that they're enacting.
Well, what do you think about this? Can we talk about this mother, this Everett mother who was returned recently? She was swept up in actually at the Canadian border.
She was stopped at the border for not having adequate paperwork.
She didn't have the right paperwork, and she and her son were held at a detention center. Was this in Texas?
They were shipped to Texas.
So she's back. So the good news is that she's back.
She finally got access to an attorney.
She had an attorney the whole time
that she couldn't reach when she was taken.
And we have news stories of her and her attorney last week.
When she was taken at the border, coming in from Vancouver after putting her kids on a plane to New Zealand, her and her youngest were making the return to America.
Yes.
She was detained at the border because the paperwork wasn't complete or was inaccurate.
Yes.
She didn't have the right paperwork, and before she
had not correctly renewed her paperwork.
Yes, and before she could reach her attorney, she was already taken off to a Texas detention center.
But then her attorney Minda Thorward, got in touch with her.
Yes,
she got in touch with her attorney.
After a few days of a detention center in Texas, and then it took a couple of weeks to get her out of this detention center in Texas.
It does seem like it took a long time, although I would say if you're going to be traveling out of the country, I would make sure that you have the correct paperwork.
Agreed, but let me ask you this. When Trump campaigns on, I'm going to get the criminals out of our streets, I'm going to make America safe again. Is a lady whose paperwork isn't in order, is that a criminal who's a threat to public safety and should be sent off to a detention center?
I don't think she's a threat to public safety.
Then why was she taken from ICE and shipped to Texas? Instead of being detained,
she didn't have her paperwork properly renewed.
A mother with a 6-year-old who is the sole supporter of her single mom with 3 kids.
You're asking me to defend having a mom arrested, which I wouldn't do.
That's what they did.
Obviously,
okay, I'm not asking you to defend it. I'm just saying that we talk about what's right and what's wrong.
No, I'm saying this is a really big news story, but the even her lawyer says, listen, yes, it's true. She didn't have the correct paperwork. She shouldn't have been traveling like that.
Agreed.
So what's the story?
Is proper response to that taking a mother and a 6-year-old and putting them in a detention center 4 or 5 states away?
I'm not an ICE official, so I don't know what the legalese is. I'm sure the lawyer, if we had the lawyer on, Minda Thorward, she would probably tell you that there is some precedent for taking people who have not had the correct paperwork filed and detaining them until they get the correct paperwork filed so they can come back into the country.
Detaining? What? Okay.
Don't you think that? I mean, like, I don't know exactly what else they were supposed to do in that situation.
Maybe detain her at the border. Realize that
they certainly did that, and then they eventually shipped her off. It looks like to the Texas facility.
What I was saying was, I think the proper procedure here would be to detain her at the border, check her status, find out she's got a valid work permit, she's got a valid job.
Yeah.
She's got 2 kids.
She actually works for the state.
She's got 2 kids. Right. She was working for the state. She
State
shipped her
Department
kids
of Children, Youth, and Families. Yeah,
right.
Echo Glen Children's Center.
I think the proper response is to find out who she is, what she does, why she's traveling, what paperwork she has, what paperwork she's missing. Say, look, you've got missing paperwork here. Make sure you get this in order. We're going to return you to your state job with your kid in your home so you can continue to work. We're not going to ship you off to Texas for 2 weeks and make your lawyer fight to get you out.
Yeah.
That's my whole point, is the overreaction of these ICE agencies.
I hear you.
And again, and I think that's what Ferguson's point is, too. ICE seems to be really pushing the boundaries of what they can and can't do. And Governor Ferguson says, like a lot of governors are saying, we agree with federal immigration law. Immigration law through executive order is being implemented by ICE, and some people think a lot of times too aggressively.
I can't speak to how the executive order has changed the functions of ICE. I haven't looked that closely into it, but it seems that if they're saying that people who are here illegally could be rounded up because especially the criminal ones, and the state of Washington is saying that we're a sanctuary city and we're not going to participate in any way that's helpful. In fact, we're going to get in the way of people being able to do that job. I think the federal government has some leg to stand on to say, like, hey, you guys.
I would agree wholeheartedly with that. I think you're absolutely right. If there's someone who's truly a criminal danger.
And if it means that they have to withhold some federal funds until the state does what they want, then that would be the same as every other president in history, which makes sense.
It's a very legally contentious situation, and it's not just you and me seeing things not eye on this.
We're probably closer than we think.
I think so, but I guess my point is various courts have rolled in different directions on the very same issue, depending upon what judge you get, what their ideology is.
Depends on where you file the case.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Oftentimes. And it seems like most everything is going to get kicked up. Everything's appealed, as it should be.
Up to the Supreme Court.
Everything is going to be kicked upstairs these days.
Well, it'll be interesting to see what Ferguson says tomorrow, and if it costs some federal funding, that makes sense.
I'm not, like hiding hardened criminals from immigration enforcement. I'm not for that. I don't think anybody's for that.
What do you think when somebody's arrested and then they are released and they won't help ICE? They won't tip ICE off to the fact that this person is being held somewhere or released, even though they are a criminal illegal alien.
Well, I don't see how you justify that. I mean, if you've got someone who's broken the law,
I've seen
are
stories.
They violating immigration policy alone, or criminal violations?
Well, what if it's just the immigration policy?
That's a civil infraction, not a criminal charge.
So ICE should have no access to that person at all.
I think if the law says that if you overstay, you're welcome, right? If most of these are expired visas. Or expired work permits.
A lot of the people that they're trying to find have never even attempted to come through the border legally.
Those people get deported. Obama did it. Biden did it. Trump does it.
So see, we're a lot closer on this, I think, than we realize. All right. Well, that took all of our time. But
I know. Where's the fun stuff? We promised these people fun.
Let's get into fun stuff. When we come back, we're going to have fun stuff. The dictionary has a bunch of new words. This is what people want. Do we even know what these words mean?
I know. This is not my party anymore. I'm 62. I'm on the back nine.
No.
I can see the clubhouse.
You're a very smart guy, and you're tuned into. What the kids are talking about.
The vernacular.
Absolutely.
I speak the King's English.
You've got young people in your life. They're getting strange tattoos.
They are.
What's going on?
Without asking mom, and they don't need to ask. I guess a kid doesn't need to ask my permission to get a tattoo or use the word skibbity in a sentence.
Whatever the heck that means.
But I got issues with some of these words. I think is it the Cambridge Dictionary? Is that who's officially the?
Let's have a
the
test.
Webster's?
Sophia's young. Let's have her. She'll tell us some of these words. You and I haven't read this list.
I think what merits inclusion in the English language these days is a little skibbity in my mind. A little shady, if you will.
I have no idea what any of that means.
Shady. I tried to go back a little bit for our generation.
Is that the same thing?
Skibbity can mean a number of things. And I only know this because I got kids who ridicule me and my vernacular on the constant.
Okay. Yeah. This is why I don't let my kids.
Because this Spike.
My kids have no participation.
Sophia's watching me age by the second.
In these words.
No, I think you're doing great.
Okay.
I think it's great to hear these words used. I'm laughing because hearing that word on repeat kills me.
Sophia, Sophia's
going
to test us.
in using these words? Never mind.
You're doing great. You're doing great.
All right. Yeah. We got to take a break. We'll be right back.
This hour is brought to you by Insulation Northwest.
KIRO News Radio, the Northwest's trusted news source.
Get the latest from KIRO News Radio's James Lynch.
It happened Wednesday morning just after 6 o'clock.
Experienced voices you trust.
Several people hurt after a violent Saturday in Pierce County.
Coverage you depend on.
More from KIRO News Radio's Matt Markovich.
It's as close to a veto warning as you could possibly get.
KIRO News Radio. We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
All right, summer is heating up around Western Washington, and so is the schedule at Valentine Roofing. If you've been putting off any home exterior projects, now is the time to act before that fall wind and rain that we got over the weekend. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. Before that exposes a real problem. So get your roof, siding, or gutter project locked in before Labor Day to secure priority scheduling on select projects. Valentine Priority Scheduling means they're going to begin work on your home within just 3 weeks of you signing your agreement. They're going to coordinate with your schedule to make it convenient. That's what they did for me. I needed work done on my roof. Easy call. They came out. Valentine Roofing was the company that I wanted protecting my home. They addressed the issue. They got it fixed. It looks like new. The communication with their team was seamless. So was the scheduling. I needed it done fast. They went the extra mile to make it happen. So whether it's your roof, siding, or gutters that need attention, call Valentine Roofing. Get on their summer priority schedule. Spots are limited. Call 206 Roofing today to get all the details and schedule your free estimate. That's 206 Roofing.
The summer warehouse clearance sale is on now at Bob's Heating. We have an overstock of 2024 cooling equipment and everything must go. Save 30% on all 2024 air conditioners and heat pumps while inventory lasts. Once these units are gone, they're gone. So now is your chance to save. As temperatures start to heat up, we'll help you cool down with our summer warehouse clearance sale. Call Bob's for your free estimate today.
Bob's Heating and Air Conditioning.
Are you happy with how you're feeling these days? Are you slowing down physically or mentally? Ever wonder what your life will be like 10 to 15 years from now? Most of us don't really know how we're aging or if we can even do anything about it. But here's the truth. Knowledge is power, and that's exactly where we start at Longevity Medical Clinic. We run advanced diagnostics to find out what's really going on inside your body, and then we create a personalized hormone and health optimization plan designed specifically to help you live better starting now. Our patients are often amazed by what they discover in their blood work, and even more amazed at how quickly they start to feel like themselves again. This isn't guesswork, it's science, it's personal, and it works. Take the first step today. Call 425-633-1820 or visit longevitymedicalclinic.com to schedule your free consultation. Longevity Medical Clinic. Feel better today and every day after that.
Change is always happening. It's part of life. And when it comes to music, change is all around us. Songs are rewritten. Classics are remixed. Bands and artists come and go. Even our taste in music changes. Here at Xfinity, we know there's still good in keeping some things the same. That's why we want to do our part with a 5-year price guarantee on our internet. It means no matter what changes, you get 5 years of the most reliable Wi-Fi with our best equipment included for a price that stays exactly the same. Surprised? Life is full of them. One internet price, 5 years, guaranteed. Learn more at xfinity.com/deals. Restrictions apply. New residential customers only. Taxes and fees extra and subject to change. Most reliable Wi-Fi based on Open Signal Awards USA. Fixed Broadband Experience Report, August 2024.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Have you noticed a musty smell in your home? I hope not, because damp smells mean that you could have a crawl space problem. That's where Groundworks comes in. They can honestly assess your situation and create a plan to waterproof your crawl space and get to the root cause of the problem. Schedule your free inspection at groundworks.com/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. Celebrate with payments as low as $125 a month. A beautiful bath installed in one day, no mess, and a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com today.
KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO Newsradio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Gordillo. The president of Ukraine is back at the White House. CBS News has the very latest.
CBS News special report. It's been a day of meetings at the White House with President Trump, European leaders, and Ukraine's president discussing the best way to win the war in Ukraine.
We're going to have a meeting. I think if everything works out well today, we'll have a trilat
And I think there will be a reasonable chance of ending the war when we do that.
But French President Macron and others want Vladimir Putin to agree to a ceasefire before any deal.
A truce or a ceasefire, at least to stop the killings, as we discussed, is a necessity. And we all support this idea.
Nancy Cortez has more on the possible security guarantees.
President Trump, interestingly, in the Oval Office, didn't rule out the possibility of U.S. peacekeeping troops on the ground in order to prevent Russia from attacking Ukraine again.
Trump said earlier Putin agreed today to security guarantees for Ukraine without going into detail. CBS News Special Report, I'm Cammie McCormick.
And I'm Aaron Granillo. Turning now to our closing bell reports. New survey finds a big gap between salary increases and inflation 4 years after the pandemic spike. CBS's Michael Toscano has more.
The bank rate analysis finds the gap comes down to prices ahead of wage gains by 1.2 points since early 2021.
Their pay just doesn't go as far as it used to.
Bank rate analyst Sarah Foster.
The pace at which it's been closing has slowed a lot.
And Sarah tells us the data lead to advice you might not like if you're looking for a raise. Stay put.
Because this is just such a low hire, no fire job market. It's frozen.
Michael Toscano, CBS News, Washington.
Double doubles, animal-style fries. They are about to be served up in Ridgefield. In-N-Out Burger's first Washington location is set to open on Wednesday. Company says the restaurant will employ 80 people. At the close today on Wall Street, mixed results, not a ton of movement. The Dow down 34 points. S&P down less than 1 point. The Nasdaq ahead by 7. Now to the real-time traffic desk at 1:33. Here's Nate Connors.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Tukwila, northbound I-5, the Duwamish curve, a stalled vehicle blocks that HOV lane. Tows on scene, so this should be cleared momentarily. This is just past Interurban Avenue. North 5, we're seeing building volume starting at the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. South 5, crowded from Northeast 50th to the West Seattle Bridge, where a stall was just cleared. Linwood to Seattle still looking good at just 20 minutes. Those lake bridges are all clear. Bellevue to Renton is a 20-minute drive. It's thick through Factoria, and then you'll start to thin out once you reach Cold Creek Parkway. In Lakewood, North 5, just past the Bridgeport Way, a crash blocks the left lane. It's got you in a 2-mile thick backup. Olympia to Tacoma is at 45 minutes. And the White River Bridge remains closed over on State Route 410 between Buckley and Enumclaw from earlier this morning. Still no estimated time to reopen. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. A calm week in store. A few more clouds to start the week. Then by week's end, it'll be mostly sunny and on the warmer side as well. Today, mid-70s. Right now, 73 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
Welcome back to the show. A lot of stuff to get to. A lot of national news stories happening. Some that involve our state as well. The Bondi Ferguson thing we just talked about. But here's the one that we want to focus on right now.
Sure.
Is it Webster's, right?
It's
Merriam-Webster.
Cambridge.
Okay. Yeah. So there's a bunch of new words that come up every year, and they have to add them to the dictionary or not. And so Cambridge is adding a bunch of new words to the English language or to their dictionary. Sophia, can you give us an update on what some of these words are? And Spike and I will see which ones we know.
Yeah, so the Cambridge Dictionary is adding 6,000 new words this year. And what's interesting about Cambridge is they see themselves compared to like Merriam-Webster or whatever as the dictionary to teach the English language. So people who are trying to keep track of words in the English language, they go to Cambridge. Okay. And now internet culture is influencing the English language more than ever, which is very true. I mean, I've spoken, I have family that isn't from America or lives in America, and hearing the way that they learn English from the internet or no internet slang is fascinating.
I watched video of a kid. It could have been a lie. I don't know. But there was a kid at like a market. There was a travel guy who was going around like documenting his travel through one of these markets. This was in like Iraq or something.
Okay.
And there was a little kid there who recognized the guy's accent as being somebody from America.
Okay.
And so the kid, who born and raised, never left his tiny little town, speaks to the guy in a perfect American accent. And the guy's like, "What the heck? Where did this come from?" And the kid just watches YouTube. He's watching YouTube all the time.
Oh, that's amazing.
And how, I don't know what videos make their way to, Iraq. I'm sure there's some.
Same ones make way to you and me.
No, I'm sure there's.
No, I'm telling you, I get stuff. It's amazing how the
we have
feed
a lot
can
more,
spread itself.
No, I know, but we have a lot more freedoms of things that we're allowed to see. There's certain things in their country.
This
I don't
guy
think
getting bootleg Americans.
Well, no, I just make however it got to him is my point.
Gotcha.
I don't know if he's watching VHSs or something or bootleg, but the kid speaks so people do learn English through the internet.
Sounds like Bruce
absolutely.
Willis. What's so wild?
Yeah, and I guess Cambridge is only adding words that they think has like longevity and culture, and so there are 6,000 words that they think will have a long-lasting impact. We're gonna start easy. The word delulu. Have you heard delulu?
Delulu sounds like delirious,
Delusional.
maybe confused, delusional.
Right? And
Ding, ding,
I
ding for
only know
Spike.
because of my kids. I say this because I've got a Gen Alpha, I think now, what the next wave is. I'm not even sure Gen Z is correct for my youngest. But they use, and he's in college, and I see this all the time, and I hear it all the time, and I'm a chauffeur for my kid and his friends.
Delulu, so it's
I hear
delusional.
somebody's
Yeah, delulu is a play on delusional. Like,
Yeah.
you're like, I don't mean to be delulu or something like that,
Well,
which
like,
I'm a big fan of that one.
Riz made it, I think, last year or the year before, and that's short for charisma. These guys speak in abbreviated,
Mm-hmm.
and that kind of comes from the texting language that they use more often than verbal skills.
Mm-hmm.
And it's transitioned from the text language into their vernacular.
Into real speak.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
And according to Cambridge, it merits inclusion because
Give
it's
us
got
some
hang
more of
time.
these, Sophia.
Yeah, this is one that I hadn't heard of before. Brolargy.
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 Please use it in a sentence.
It's broligarchy. You're mispronouncing it.
Yes.
Yeah. Broligarchy. You've heard
It's
that,
bro
right?
and oligarchy. Those two words together.
Okay.
The broligarchy.
I don't
Yes.
know what that means.
It's a
I've never heard broligarchy.
Okay.
I've actually.
I mean, I know what those words mean by themselves.
Exactly.
So I could put together what it probably means, but I've never heard of it.
A small group of men, especially men involving or owning a technology business, who are extremely rich and powerful and who have or want political influence.
If
You're
you
just
watch,
describing powerful people.
if you watched any liberal news coverage of the last Trump administration's inauguration,
Sure.
the word broligarchy was used maybe no less than 20,000 times. When you're talking
They're not saying
about,
it's unique to conservatives, though.
No. I'm saying, but that was the descriptive
Got it.
of the liberal media, of the tech giants who contributed to Trump's campaign and then were part of the inauguration of President Trump inside the Capitol this year. Remember, because it was
Got it.
I don't know if it was cold or danger that they were worried about, but it was inside. So they called the
Sure it was dangerous. They tried to assassinate
broligarchy.
him, yeah.
That was on the dais up there.
Yeah.
That's where the term,
Bezos, Zuckerberg,
exactly.
who was
yeah.
checking out the goods.
And that's now in the Cambridge Dictionary.
Broligarchy. Give us
Broligarchy.
another one.
All right. Well, I feel like we have to go back to skibbity because that's the big one on the headline. I think Spike, I mean, you used it in a sentence. Do you want to explain what skibbity means to you?
It's like cool. It's the new cool. Remember when the term bad, Michael Jackson took bad and made it like it's good? That's bad. Oh man, it's bad.
Skibbity is cool.
Skibbity is cool. Something is skibbity.
Am
I using it right?
In that context, this word is even beyond my capacity because this is very big with the Gen Alpha, and I am not Gen Alpha, I'm Gen Z. So I have only been learning skibbity in passing through the younger folk. But yeah, they use it like cool or bad, or honestly just interchangeably for anything. It's just a silly word that's
where we would say that's cool, they would say that's skibbity.
I guess.
Is that right? That feels like it's but that feels like it's harder to say. I like abbreviated words. I understand that because it makes the language easier. It's quicker, like a text message.
Yeah.
But it's not, like cool is already a very easy word to say, and everybody gets it. And you come up with skibbity, and suddenly nobody knows what we're talking about.
And it's so trendy. It's this moment's.
Which is the death knell on anything. Like if a lot of people are doing it, it's like it's the least skibbity thing in the world.
Right. Thank you. And so this merits inclusion by Cambridge because it has their justification was it has hang time or it has longevity. It's going to be around. It's going to stand.
Time. Look at you.
I think
Skibbity's going to stand the test of time.
I think it's the idea that it's being.
No. Where are you learning all these words? Are you in like text chains?
No. With youngsters.
With youngsters?
Hang time is an older. That was my generation's reference to how long something would last. It comes from an NFL pun. It's got a hang time.
I know nothing.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No. I was gonna say. I think what it is that they are analyzing words that are commonly used on the internet. And if you are a non-native English speaker and you are trying to understand something online, you need to know what these words mean because you're going to be so lost. You're going to be like, I've never heard the word skibbity. That's not taught in my Intro to English 101 class.
I hate to think that somewhere they're helping people become citizens of the best country in the world. And they're teaching them how to say skibbity so that they can fit in with American culture.
You're taking the oath, right? Do you promise to be we skibbity? No. If this travel person you saw on TV has a look come up to him in a foreign market, and the kid says skibbity, I don't think he's speaking English.
No.
I'm thinking I got to learn their language.
No,
so I can keep
not
up,
at all. Yeah.
right?
It's Farsi or something. What's another one? Give us another one.
Gosh, unfortunately, I don't have the full list of 6,000 words, but they did.
6,000.
I know. I was trying to look to try to see. I'm like, can I get the entire book? But I guess you're going to have to buy a copy of the Cambridge Dictionary. Another one they did put on the list though was tradwife.
Tradwife.
Have y'all heard that?
Yeah, that
I
one
feel
we
like
know.
that's pretty
Traditional
understandable.
wife.
Yeah. Homemaker, cooking, cleaning, making babies.
But
I'm
now
married to a trad wife.
now it's kind of used.
I'm a trad husband.
There you go.
On social media, it's a little different now because, if you've ever seen like those videos, it's less common. So when you see the video of a woman at home cooking, cleaning, they're like, she's a trad wife, blah, blah, blah. And sometimes it's used.
It's used derogatively.
Yeah, in a derogatory way.
Which is so silly. It's ridiculous.
I'm with you. There's a lot of value, and what a luxury it is to have a family in which a husband can be a breadwinner and the wife can stay home.
Yeah.
And be a traditional stay-at-home, raise the kids, build support the family.
Yeah, that's
traditional,
nice. It's nice for those kids.
You bet.
They like it. The wife likes it. The husband likes it. It's happy for everybody. Sometimes the husband stays home and the wife goes to work.
What do you call him?
You call him a trad husband, I would guess. Actually, no, that would be
trad hubby.
It wouldn't be trad hubby because
I know.
that's not a traditional arrangement. What would you call him? Non-derogatory.
No, sorry, I couldn't stop. No, sorry. A Ken. We call him a Ken.
Let's both stop ourselves before we start making fun. All right, Sophia, thank you for Words We Don't Know.
Of course.
Keep us up to date on that list.
This segment every week. Words we don't know.
Words we just have no clue.
Oh, I love this one. Snackable. That's a new one.
I've reached an age where I don't care about any of these words. I don't want to learn their language. I don't care.
You could use snackable. You know what it defines that? Snackable?
So I assume it has something to do with eating.
No, any information you get in small little doses. Reading stories, doing headlines. That's a snackable bit of information.
Another great thing I saw was mouse jiggler. Basically, they're putting that in the book, basically meaning that you have a device or software to make it seem like you're working when you're not. For remote workers.
That's a real thing,
Zoom,
actually. That's actually a real
Zoomers,
thing.
that move your mouse every 2 minutes like you're actually working.
They should learn the word dumb, because that's what I think of all these words.
Here.
Dumb. All right, thank you, Sophia. We have a lot more coming up. Stick around. We'll be right back.
The Closing Bell is brought to you by Legacy Group Capital's Northwest Fund.
You never know what's in store each morning once you hit the road.
We've got a major traffic alert in effect right now.
While you're getting ready every morning, make us part of your routine.
What morning, huh?
Yeah. Got off to an early start.
Just tell your smart speaker to play KIRO News Radio or stream us on the app.
Both directions of I-5 are closed.
We'll help you get where you're going faster.
Maybe bail at 512.
KIRO News Radio. We're on your smart speaker, the app, and 97.3 FM.
Hey, folks, Spike O'Neill here for Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens. My vision all my life was absolutely perfect. I could see like an eagle eye kind of guy. 20/20 vision, never needed glasses, but then time took its toll. I noticed some deterioration in my vision. I was needing readers. I could never find them when I needed them. So it was time to do something. I went into the offices of Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens over in Bellevue, had a comprehensive eye exam. The guys took all the time they needed. Told me I had the beginnings of cataract, and I was a perfect candidate for refractive lens exchange surgery. Now that gave me some pause because that's working on my eyes. They answered all my questions, put me completely at ease. They've done over 80,000 of these procedures successfully, and one simple afternoon's procedure and a couple of weeks of recovery, and I now have the best vision of my life. I mean, I've got 20/10 vision, and I will never need glasses, and I will never develop cataract. If it's time for you to take an exam and see what you could be seeing, give the folks at Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens a call. 425-451-2020 is the phone number, or you can find them online at sharpvision.com. That's sharp with an e-vision.com, official eye care providers of Sounders FC.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/try and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/try. openphone.com/TRY.
From the roof to the deck, the siding to the gutters, and energy-efficient windows, State Roofing and Exteriors is your one-stop shop for home protection. With over 55 years serving Western Washington, we don't just work here, we live here. We know what your home is up against when the cold sets in and the rain starts falling. Right now, we're making it easier than ever to get started with 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 24 months. Call 866-ROOF-ROOF or visit stateroofing.com to schedule your free, no-pressure estimate.
State Roofing, the best roof you'll ever need.
Bathfitter just hit a big milestone, 42,000 installations in Western Washington. To celebrate, Bathfitter is offering payments as low as $125 a month. Ursula Royteen here. I chose Bathfitter Northwest because they work here, they live here, and they love making bathrooms better for their neighbors. Custom fit tub and shower solutions are installed in as little as 1 day, and every installation is backed by a lifetime warranty. Call Bathfitter or visit bathfitternw.com to schedule a free consultation. This special offer won't last.
Bonneville International radio station contests are open to participants 18 years of age or older that are residents of Washington State unless otherwise specified. Employees or agents of the station, Bonneville International Corporation, other area radio stations, or any entity associated with the contest are not eligible to win unless the station otherwise specifies at its own discretion. Persons who have won in the last 60 days from a station contest or event may not be eligible. Full general contest rules are available on mynorthwest.com or in person at the station during regular business hours.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, college students, Safeway is giving you 5% off. That's right. Junior colleges, tech schools, universities, just verify your student ID in the app, unlock exclusive deals, and shop on the app or in person. Better yet, subscribe to Fresh Pass to get free delivery and other special offers. Remember, if you use EBT, Fresh Pass is 50% off and you get savings on fresh produce. For all the details, visit Safeway.com/4U. That's Safeway.com/FOR in the letter U.
Welcome back to the show. This is a really interesting story. This was in the Seattle Times. Love your take on this, Spike. Here's some details real fast first, and then we'll get into the opinion part of it. There is a restaurant in Southwest Washington who, during the pandemic times, you remember during the pandemic where restaurants had different rules and regulations that they were required to follow? They had you couldn't eat inside. Sometimes it had to be dine in or dine out only.
Yeah,
you could do takeout,
or you could build a sidewalk, abridged open air kind of a.
They did try to loosen. Certain cities did try to loosen restrictions on sidewalk cafes.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing. Like they would take parking spaces. Nobody was downtown, so it was pretty wide open.
Yeah, I can remember going to the restaurants that every third table was being sat, and there were dividers hanging between tables.
People put the dividers
because you could catch COVID while you're walking to the bathroom, but you were safe sitting at your table.
Exactly, as long as you had 4 masks on.
Yeah.
So there was a restaurant whose name is Stuffy's, restaurant in Longview, owned by Glenda and Bud Dooling. And they were fined. Initially, they were fined because they apparently decided to ignore this proclamation.
Yeah,
about
and Inslee had declared a state of emergency.
State of emergency.
And a proclamation to shut down indoor dining in restaurants.
February of 2020, he declared a state of emergency. So they were fined for allowing people to eat inside $126,000. $126,000.
$18K a day, right?
And then on top of that, an additional $18,000 a day for not doing what they were told to do. So it was $126,000 and then $18,000 for each day of the 52 days Stuffy's remained open for a grand total of $936,000. Isn't that crazy? $936,000. So obviously the pandemic has now come and gone. Emergency orders were finally lifted, and they took this up the court system, and they were like, listen, we don't have the money for this. We feel like this was actually not fair for them to hold us to this standard. It's going to kill our business. Can we get some sort of a reprieve on these fines? And a Southwest Washington, the courts have just ruled that a three-judge panel determined that because they willfully violated these emergency rules, that they still have to pay that fine of nearly $1 million. Now, this company, this restaurant, is not even in business right now because they had a fire in their kitchen
back in August,
and so they have no way of making money right now. Think about how crazy that is. $1 million was assessed for their fine.
It's a death sentence, is what it is. It's a death sentence to this business.
They should give them a break, don't you think?
I agree. And here's the thing. I mean, and we're not debating whether or not it was valid for the governor to declare this state of emergency. There are differing views on that.
I would debate that, but yeah.
Well, okay. And I say we have different views.
Yeah.
You think it wasn't valid. I think it tended to err on the side of caution.
Like most governors who did that, a short time, I think, would have been justified.
Right.
He held on to it for more than 900 days.
No, I agree.
The longest of anyone in the country.
Yeah, but we're talking about the 52 days that the folks at Stuffy's decided they were going to throw regulations to the wind and completely ignore the emergency declaration of the governor.
But I do think it is relevant. You're talking about they were trying to do business in a state that was being, I think, unreasonable toward businesses. Do you remember that whole thing where you were having to justify whether or not you were a what do they call it? Not a vital business, but if you were
essential.
If you were essential.
Essential business.
How offensive is that? Every single person out there who works a job, you're essential to your family members, right? You're the one who brings in money.
Well, no, I hear you. That's why there was PPP loans.
Yeah, but how much does that get? You can't be dependent on the state for everything. That's not going to cover all your bills. It wasn't going to cover nearly the bills that people needed to pay off. So to make people sit there and have to figure out how to argue that they're somehow not essential or they are essential, that was ridiculous.
Yeah.
But for Inslee, I do think it's relevant. He held on to these emergency powers way longer than anybody else did.
Yeah.
And you got to ask yourself, isn't that relevant in the decision like this? That's the environment that they were trying to survive in as a business.
Well, we're talking about the 2 months, and this was.
No, I understand that. It's inside the window that we're talking about.
Yeah,
but
we're not talking about the 900 days, and I'm with you there.
No,
that was excessive.
But that speaks to the excessive nature of the penalties. $126,000, and they can go back and show tax receipts that show we didn't even make money in those years when those people were trying to dine in the restaurant. They're just trying to survive. So they were saying that, listen, you're going to slap us with a $126,000 fine, unreasonable.
Yeah.
Put a slap on the wrist. Like, you know what?
No, I hear you. Like I said, this is a death sentence for this restaurant. And that is ridiculous.
And what they're trying to do, and what Inslee was trying to do, I believe, he was trying to make an example of these people so you don't cross him. That's what it feels like to me. You slap $900,000 of penalties on somebody. Yeah. Doesn't that seem like pretty unreasonable against a restaurant, a small restaurant?
Oh, I'm with you. But these guys chose to be we don't care what the governor says, we're going to stay open. They decided to flaunt their beliefs above the emergency in law declared in the state of Washington.
They thought to themselves, if we don't stay open, we're going to be like how many other percentage of business that just totally went away and closed?
You're right. That's a horrible thing to think.
How many businesses did we lose?
Agreed. So
it's ridiculous.
But there's about indoor dining. They didn't go to carry out only. They didn't build an outdoor thing. They were going to bring people in and seat them at the tables. That's what they did.
And now we know that it would have made virtually no difference.
I don't know if I still wouldn't agree with that either. Here's the bottom line of the story. I know we're running out of time.
Please.
They should work with this company to find a way to make them penalize.
Give them a chance.
Give them a chance.
Yeah, wipe out the $1 million in fines. It's
seriously.
ridiculous. Yeah, slap them with $10,000.
Something.
There you go.
But don't kill this. Don't kill this small business in Washington.
They're trying to
your
kill
point was made.
They're trying to kill them.
Yeah, they are.
All right, we got a lot more coming up. Stick around.
Americans may not agree on much, but we agree on Social Security. We all pay in. It ought to be there when we need it. Social Security could face a funding gap in less than a decade, and I don't want to see a pay cut. I'm with AARP in the fight to protect the Social Security we earned.
Pledge to protect Social Security at aarp.org/weearnedit. That's aarp.org/weearnedit. Paid for by AARP.
Ooh, ma. What was that? That is business phone bliss with the Ooma Cloud phone system. It handles all our voice, video, and messaging needs. You sound very calm. I am. Ooma has everything I need to run my business more efficiently, like virtual receptionist, call routing, and video conferencing. And it starts at just $19.95 per month per user, plus taxes and fees. Ooma. Nice. Find your business comm at ooma.com/radio.
Is your car road trip ready? Don't get stranded. Get to Bucky's Complete Auto Repair. Bucky's has been preparing cars, trucks, and SUVs for safe, worry-free travel for over 50 years. We take care of your car with experience and good old-fashioned customer service. For all your oil changes, brakes, AC charging, and factory maintenance, choose Bucky's. No appointment needed, and yes, friendly financing is available. Visit Bucky's.com. Bucky's, where your car feels right at home.
The IRS finally caught up with Louie.
I hadn't paid my taxes in 8 years. I owe the IRS a lot of money.
Louie was in deep trouble.
We're going to take your house, put a lien on your bank account, garnish your pay. They don't care. They're going to take your paycheck.
Louie found out about Optima Tax Relief, the leading tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, they've resolved over $1 billion for their clients.
Optima Tax, they help me. They calm me down. They make me feel comfortable, and I trust them.
Louie has a lot to be thankful for.
I don't owe the IRS anymore, and I'm able to live a comfortable life, a lot better life. It was because of Optima Tax.
For tax help you can trust, call Optima now for a free consultation. Take it from Louie.
If you owe the IRS, don't go it alone. Give Optima Tax a call. They can help you.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief.
Testimonial from an actual client. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Doctors King and Kopstein from K2 Vision.
If you're over 50 and you've been diagnosed with a cataract, or your vision is changing as you're developing an early cataract, you could be a perfect candidate for K2 Vision RLE.
It's inevitable. At some point, typically in your 60s or 70s, you'll have a dysfunctional lens that eventually becomes a cataract. To restore your vision, you will someday need a procedure such as refractive lens exchange.
The question is, are you done with glasses? Do you want to spend your good, active years hassling with changing prescriptions and needing readers?
K2 Vision RLE can give you great vision now, permanently, and you'll never develop that cataract. The procedure is quick and painless, and our state-of-the-art custom lens technologies give highly predictable outcomes.
K2 Vision surgeons have performed nearly 100,000 procedures. We know when RLE is right for you.
Find out. Schedule a free Zoom consultation at k2visionrle.com.
K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
KIRO FM and HD1, Tacoma, Seattle. This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Cammie McCormick. There have been lengthy meetings at the White House today on ending the war in Ukraine. Ukraine's president is there, and European leaders all to meet with President Trump, who has also spoken to Vladimir Putin.
In a very significant step, President Putin agreed that Russia would accept security guarantees for Ukraine, and this is one of the key points that we need to consider.
CBS's Nancy Cordes.
A number of the European leaders were very relieved to hear President Trump say in his initial bilateral meeting with Volodymyr Zelensky that the U.S. is going to be part of any security guarantee, and that is critical because the great fear that a number of these European leaders have is that Putin will try to grab control of whatever territory he can in some kind of diplomatic process now and then come and attack Ukraine again in a few years.
And the leaders of France and Germany both insisted a ceasefire is necessary before any agreement. There was word today of possible progress in the Gaza ceasefire talks. Linda Gradstein has that from Jerusalem.
Hamas has accepted a proposal that seems to be very close to the proposal by the U.S. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff, who was here a couple of weeks ago, that calls for a 60-day ceasefire. Israel had previously accepted this proposal and Hamas had rejected it. At the same time, I think we have to be a little bit careful because this has happened before, where it seems we've been on the verge of a ceasefire and then at the last minute, everything has fallen apart.
Mississippi's governor is the latest to say he'll send National Guard troops to Washington, D.C., calling the crime situation out of control. Preparations are underway along the East Coast ahead of Hurricane Aaron.
Hurricane Aaron is not forecasted to make landfall in the U.S., but it is bringing with it rough, dangerous surf and the potential for deadly rip currents up and down the East Coast.
Correspondent Christian Benavidez, Aaron is still a Category 4 hurricane. Flight attendants for Air Canada are refusing to return to work, as Tom Hansen reports.
The Canada Industrial Relations Board, which oversees all of these various unions, has declared the flight attendant strike at Air Canada unlawful and orders union leaders to direct flight attendants back to work. So I should clarify what I mean when I say the board. They are the government entity that works with unions in order to make these operations happen. They are calling that unlawful.
Texas officials say the measles outbreak that killed 2 children and left more than 760 people sick has ended. On Wall Street today, stocks finished mixed. The Dow Jones Industrials finished the day 34 points lower. This is CBS News.
Progressive Insurance, with insurance for cars, home, boat, motorcycles, RVs, and commercial vehicles at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE and Progressive.com.
Coming up, brand new details in a helicopter crash near Burlington. But first, we go to Nate Connors. He's at the real-time traffic desk.
Thanks, Aaron. Washington 811 has the update. And speaking of, let's update you on our White River Bridge closure out there on State Route 410. Still closed between Buckley and Enumclaw from our earlier collision this morning involving a semi. No estimated time to reopen. Tacoma to Olympia, a 1-hour commute. You've got a 4-mile backup through JBLM starting near Thorn Lane. Olympia to Tacoma is down to 45 minutes. Scattered backups remain between Jackson Avenue and Bridgeport Way from our earlier collision. We're seeing building volume southbound 167 between Algona and Sumner. Bellevue to Renton is 20 minutes off and on, slowing between I-90 and the Renton Landing. South 5 is now packed from Ravenna Boulevard down to Mercer, Linwood to Seattle, about 25 minutes. We've got a new crash westbound 90 right there at I-5, blocking 2 left lanes. That includes the exit lane to southbound I-5. And on the water, the Clinton Ferry Terminal has a 90-minute wait for drivers. If you're digging in your yard, the law requires you to call 811 to avoid dangerous and costly damages to utility lines. Call 811 or submit online at digsafewa.com. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
KIRO News Radio, 97.3 FM, Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granello. A helicopter crash at Skagit Regional Airport sent 2 people to the hospital this morning. Lieutenant Jeff Willard is with the Skagit County Sheriff's Office, says it appears the chopper hit a light pole.
I talked to one of the witnesses, and they estimated probably 25 feet off the ground. So somewhere in that neighborhood, about as high as a light pole.
Pilot and passenger walked away with some serious cuts and bruises. Thankfully, nothing life-threatening. Group of thieves that hit a West Seattle jeweler is still out there. 4 people took off last week with about $2 million worth of jewelry from Menashe & Sons. Casey McNerthney with the King County Prosecuting Attorney's Office tells Seattle's Morning News.
It seems so bizarre that people would think that they can get away with it in a digital age where there's so much video. You know, even if you cover your face, there's still ways that investigators can find things.
The heist happened in the middle of the day. Those suspects took off in a silver Subaru. A 22-year-old suspect in a weekend shooting at Golden Gardens Park has been released from police custody. Man allegedly shot a 35-year-old victim multiple times during a dispute Saturday night. This woman tells KIRO 7 TV she saw the suspect.
You know, I was crouching, hiding in between cars, and I saw the shooter. He ran past me as I was hiding behind the cars.
The victim is stable. Suspect was interviewed by detectives and released. Police did detain 3 others in connection to that shooting. WashDOT crews say they have made good progress to preserve the Ship Canal Bridge. That work shutting down 2 northbound lanes for the past 4 weeks. As KIRO 7 TV's Renji Sinha reports, that was just phase 1.
WashDOT says this month's closure really only made up 20% of the total work needed to fix up the northbound lanes. Our crews replaced drains, removed a concrete barrier, and also restriped the road.
They'll be back in the fall to work on the southbound lanes of the bridge. Even more repairs and closures are coming next year. Weather now brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors, staying mainly dry with some sun breaks increasing this afternoon. Still a mix of clouds and sunshine today. Even warmer, though, as the week goes on. Right now, 75 in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news, serving Western Washington and the world with a KIRO Newsradio app. Always streaming live on your smart speakers. You're listening to KIRO Newsradio, Northwest News. It's the all-new Jake and Spike Show on KIRO Newsradio.
Welcome back to the show. 2 hours down, 1 hour to go. Lots of stuff to talk about. Man, it's been a great show today. And here we go again. We have a great story for you. It's an update on that jewelry smash and grab heist out of West Seattle. We talked about this a few days ago. You remember this, Spike? Those people who were in the jewelry store as they're being robbed, they run out and they go and they hide at the gym, which is right next door.
They fled through the back door.
Through the back door.
Because somebody smashed in the front door.
Yeah.
In the middle of the broad daylight.
I believe this audio comes to us from Como. I'm going to play this audio right now. This is them talking to, this Q13, Fox 13, spoke with the gym's manager. And it was just a crazy scene. Listen to this.
I was about to start a class. We were like gearing up. We were ready to go. And then people come in yelling.
Police say thieves smashed into an exterior door first, while Stroman says 4 to 5 employees escaped out the back, running to his gym for help.
I think there was just a lot of shock and surprise. So I think they heard the smashing of the glass, maybe assumed the worst and just kind of took off out the back. We locked up our doors and just kind of had everyone in there until the police showed up.
Chief Sean Barnes spoke about the robbery at the West Seattle safety meeting previously scheduled later that night.
I had an opportunity to talk with the business owners and reassure them that we're going to do everything in our power to bring these people to justice.
It's pretty cool that you have an SPD chief who made himself available, got down to the neighborhood to talk with these people, which was great.
He already scheduled, though. It's not like he responded to this crime. He was already scheduled to be there that night.
He was scheduled to be there.
At least he kept the appointment.
Jason Rance joins us now from Seattle Red 770. You guys should check out their website, seattlered.com. They got a ton of great stories. And one of their top stories today is related to this. Jason, tell us about that.
Well, I mean, he was already in the neighborhood.
Yeah,
this is
the moment I prayed. I prayed that the peace summit in D.C. would break and we would have to intercede and avoid this story. I've been watching the TV with bated breath, waiting for this big announcement of peace in our lifetime. But no, Jason, tell us more.
Well, Sean Barnes, as this was all going down, yards away was having lunch and was oblivious to this crime that included a getaway car that was blocking in his SUV.
What are the odds of that?
It's not a good look.
There's pictures, right?
It just really isn't. I'm assuming there's pictures.
There's got to be
surveillance cameras there. It's just when you're dealing with a crime issue that the mayor certainly doesn't want to call out as a crisis. But when you're dealing with something like this, in broad daylight alone, it's already really, obviously, a very bad look. It gives us the impression that they feel emboldened.
Exactly. And I got to know, because in the story on Seattle Red, not only was the new police chief, hand-selected by the mayor, you point out brilliantly, was at a restaurant moments, footsteps, yards away from this smash and grab, this brazen, broad daylight smash and grab, with his security team in tow, his undercover security team. I'm assuming that someone is on the security team or the police chief has eyes both inside and outside the venue.
You would assume that. I
So
don't
when-
understand why that wasn't the case.
Maybe they didn't recognize the car pulling up, people running out, smashing a door, running inside.
With masks.
On, as maybe a high...
And $2 million in stolen jewelry.
Yeah, where's the first off, where's the security team? Which direction are they looking?
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe they were also eating lunch at the time.
I mean, it's certainly
food testers.
possible.
Maybe
And
they
they're
had a
food testers.
sandwich with them.
well, he could have been in the bathroom. Maybe they went for a stroll around the block at the exact moment that this happened, right? The city of Seattle has not provided
Maybe
too many.
making sure Salazzo hadn't taped a gun to the back of the toilet, right?
How did you get this story? This is not something I think that the Seattle Police Chief Sean Barnes would just admit to.
Yeah, he certainly didn't call me over the
volunteer
weekend
this
and say,
information?
"Hey, I got a hot tip for you."
My security detail literally was blocked in by the robbers.
I have plenty of sources
You have
who
eyes everywhere,
provide
don't
details when necessary.
Can I ask you, because one thing that's not in your story, and I think it's important detail, and I'm sure you know the answer. They said that the chief's police SUV was blocked in by the getaway car.
Yes.
Was this I'm praying, fingers crossed, an unmarked
Yeah,
police
it
SUV?
wasn't. It was not a.
It didn't say SPD.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
just
thank you, because I mean that's just
SUV. Yeah,
that's rubbing your nose. We're going to block in the police car with our getaway vehicle. Okay,
yes,
so
and I certainly concede this is bad optics, right? I don't think that the chief did anything wrong here.
No.
I obviously don't think that the criminals knew that they had done this. I just think that all of it happening at once at a time where we're having a bigger conversation about crime, not just here but nationally.
Yeah,
it's just not a good look.
Yeah, especially when we're talking like one of our lead stories today was that Golden Gardens shooting that happened.
You had 2 weeks ago Danny Westneat coming out and making the biggest mistake when talking about crime, saying essentially crime is down. Sure, you never ever declare victory in the middle of summer.
Summers.
You never do
people
that.
Go crazy in the
and
summertime.
no doubt that the numbers are lower than what they were, but they're kind of comparing it to record highs, which I think is in and of itself a problem. But good news that it's going down.
Right direction,
I
least, right?
I don't begrudge anyone in pointing that out. I just wouldn't have done it. The timing was odd. And the mayor, of course, has been jumping on this. You had the double homicide last week at Virgil Park. Oh, the numbers are down. The worst mistake anyone can make is say, oh, look, the numbers are down. When there's a homicide.
Yeah.
Don't tell me that there's not a crime issue when you have this kind of brazen
especially one
crime in the middle of the day.
That's the park in Lake City that we were all talking about last week, especially one where you have literally the people surrounding that park, the community members, the people who own houses, the business owners, who had all been begging the city to please clear out this homeless encampment. It's scary. Something bad's going to happen. We're seeing drug paraphernalia. There's violence already. And then it takes two people dying for the city to finally step in and do something about it, which is bad news. Question for you. Can we move really quickly to one other topic that I think you also have covered at seattlered.com that people should check out? Denny Blaine Park. I don't think we've had you on since the city has finally put up the privacy screening fences.
Let the record show. I had this story like 2 months ago, and I was on this show the day after talking about the so-called public masturbation deterrent infrastructure. And the city, when I brought that up to them, I was all like, this is what you're proposing and this was before the big controversy of the lawsuit.
We didn't agree to call it the PMDI.
Although that actually sounds like an STD.
Yeah.
So they were like,
which you can also
we
get
were
at that
not
park.
seriously considering that. This was just something someone added. That's literally what they put up. That is what they put up. And by the way, so they put up this fencing for people who aren't familiar. It was damaged like the night of by a homeless guy.
Did it really?
They fixed it. I was there yesterday.
Didn't it get tagged as well?
I didn't see any tagging. It's possible that also happened. But they just put up a fence to separate the non-nude portion, so the upper part of the beach, to the place where all the sex has been happening and the public self-love. And when I'm there, number one, y'all just completely ruined that park by blocking the view.
Thank you. It's a lakefront park. It might as well be in a warehouse district.
Unbearably stupid. But all they're doing is putting up this gate, which you can still see through the green tarp, so you can see anyone down there. But you've not actually addressed
the problem.
The one concern, which was not the nudity. It was the sex.
Let me ask you a quick question, though. Because I like to be very generous to Seattle. People who listen to the show know that. They know that I'm a big...
You're almost an apologist.
I'm a big fan for the city. Is it possible... You're right. Is it possible that the city was actually just protecting us from all the sex they knew that would continue to happen at the park? And they said, hey, why don't we put up a privacy screen just to protect you from having to see it?
It's one of those tarps that you can still see through. You know what I mean? Like it's that kind of mesh. You can still see. It's not a clear view.
Yeah.
And I went down there yesterday because I just needed some art for seattlered.com. And I had to be very specific about where I placed my camera because there was one dude who was facing the non-nude portion just all out, hanging all out there.
Human sundial.
Yeah.
We say it that way.
Human sundial.
To me, I mean, the issue of nudity, as you mentioned, was not. That was not. I mean, the neighbors were uncomfortable with it, but that's not the issue.
That was never
the
their
issue. Is
complaint.
drug use and public sex.
Yes.
And how does a fence stop drug use and public sex? It gives it more privacy.
You enable
we
it.
We don't have to look at the crime going on, but that's not the solution we sought.
Are they going to step in and do anything to fix the actual problem? Or
I don't know.
Because it was originally a judge who said, "City of Seattle, you guys need to
come
fix
up
this
with
problem.
an abatement plan.
This is an
This was
actual
part of it.
problem." So they put this in.
I wouldn't call this a master abatement plan, would you?
No, I don't know if
I wouldn't. I wouldn't call it that.
So is the city
maybe a pun in a headline?
Will there be any review then that has to happen after
a judge is going to review this again. I don't know what the date is on that. I think it's coming up within the next several weeks.
The solution is not satisfactory to the people in the neighborhood who are complaining about it in the first place.
It doesn't address the problem at hand.
It is just shocking to me.
In hand.
It is just shocking to me that they do this with such impunity, knowing that this has nothing to do with the crisis, but they'll be able to say, "Hey, look, we did something.
We tried something."
But they didn't try anything that has anything to do with
it. Can I put on my tinfoil hat for just a second?
Please, yeah.
I think the judge wanted this attempt at abatement to fail and allowed them to put in a half-hearted half measure, which doesn't address the problems at hand, which is drug use and public sex. And when this half-baked solution fails, they'll just clear it out completely and outlaw all that nudity and all that other activity in this park.
Maybe. I mean, it's inefficient. It's not an efficient use of his time because he could have just ordered it closed immediately.
But there'd been massive pushback if he did that.
That's fair.
We tried and it didn't work. We're clearing it out.
Here's a question, though. If you guys were running things, like just imagine that the Seattle City Council is made up of just the two of you. So you're basically judge, jury, and executioner. You get to make all these wonderful decisions. If you were going to address this problem at the park, wouldn't you very quickly see that this fence is not going to work? And then also, wouldn't you try to come up with something that would actually work? What's the point of doing something? What's the point of doing a half measure they know is not going to work?
This is what you do when you don't actually want to come up with a solution.
Exactly.
So are they just going to allow it to continue happening until the judge shuts the park down completely and then people no longer have access to the park?
That would be better for the mayor to have a judge decide to do this.
Because then the mayor...
Who's in the middle of a re-election
Then the mayor
campaign,
doesn't have any blood on his hands.
Who doesn't want to say, hey, I did what I could. We put up a fence. It wasn't good enough for these neighbors who hate the nudity. They're just lying about the nudity aspect, and people aren't calling them out.
Wouldn't it have been better for him in a re-election campaign like he's facing right now and he's losing to basically a no-name? Wouldn't it have been better for him to say, hey, you know what, guys? We have a park where people are doing disgusting things and they shouldn't be doing these things, and it's in full view of the public. It's very inappropriate. Why don't we make sure that at least for the next few weeks, none of this continues happening? Let's put some cops down there.
Right.
Let's fix the problem so that it goes away. Why didn't they do that?
Too lazy and too much of a political coward to do something like that. That's just the reality of this particular mayor. He does not take anything that seems like a risk, even though I think the three of us would concede it's not risky at all.
Self-love.
Until you hear from the political activists who are the base of the Democratic Party locally.
Yeah.
They're obviously not supporting Bruce Harold. They're supporting Katie Wilson. And he doesn't want to make them even more angry. And that's how you lose elections.
But doesn't he's already lost their votes, right? Aren't they already going to go for Katie Wilson?
That's my point.
So why doesn't he take a strong approach and try to get some of the people who normally wouldn't even vote for him just to say, hey, at least this guy's willing to clean up the city a little bit?
Because he's a coward who doesn't want to engender any additional distrust from the base.
Isn't he also a political animal? Like, doesn't he
Not a smart one.
Doesn't he want to be in politics badly? Doesn't he feel like,
badly.
okay,
he's got the biggest ego of anyone we've ever seen.
So
as
why
mayor.
not do something that's maybe got a chance of working?
Because he's too scared.
But now that we know maybe that's because it was primary season, but now that we know he's got his clear opponent who is much more progressive than he is and has the backing of the state Democratic Party, then I go all in for the center. I'm putting a substation there. I'm putting a police substation in that park. 24-hour surveillance by live on-site law enforcement. And you may lose that Democratic base who was already rooting for Holmes. Or
yeah,
Katie.
They're already gone.
Anyway, and maybe you'll get back some...
Holmes.
Katie, I wish.
The actress?
Katie Wilson?
Yeah, Katie Holmes.
Dawson's Creek? Is
I
she
would have
running?
gone with Katie Holmes.
I think nudity.
She was a DA
I'd
in
vote for-
Batman. I'd vote for a DA.
Sure,
She'll clean the city up for sure. Yeah, Harvey Dent. She'll clean it
Well,
up.
she's dead in the movie.
She died in the movie. That's true. Yeah, so she
Spoiler
can't do
alert.
much.
Spoiler alert! It's only been 20 years. I think we can
Also,
safely
she's
spoil it.
fictional, so that's going to be a problem.
Anyway, if I were Harold, I would lean into law enforcement in that park and win back the center.
I would put in, not that the public needs to see it, but I'd put in one of those, have you guys been into like any grocery store parking lot in an area that's not nice?
Yeah, the big blue camera in the sky with the
big
flashing blue light.
RoboHop grab behind.
Powered by solar powers, by the way, too, for you
There you
right
go.
left-wingers.
It's nice for the climate.
Environmental types.
It's nice for the climate. It's good for us because we get to see everything. We don't want to see everything, but get them on camera. You know what? And then shame them. Name them and shame them so that people see.
That's one thing. They have no shame. That is why they're there.
That's why. Yeah, true.
They don't want
They do not have shame.
No, but if you put these people's pictures up, they wouldn't want their pictures seen.
I don't know if I agree with that.
I think lock them up. I think it's boots on the ground and lock these people up. And not for nudity.
If you are having sex or doing drugs at the park, you should be arrested.
In jail.
Or force them just to swim naked across Lake Washington. See how far they make it. It's on Lake Washington, right?
Yeah, I think Cruel and Unusual might come under that. Might come.
It
under
might.
Yeah.
Plus, I've seen a lot of these people. They can't swim. They're like very heavy set folks. They're not doing a lot
This
of
one dude
physical
yesterday was
activities.
very built.
Okay.
Was he?
Yeah, it was
okay.
a pleasant
Well,
surprise.
If you're looking for something to do,
Do you know how awkward it is to
Looking
go there
for-
and just sneak photos?
You're looking for
and
someone
videos?
doing something.
I just wanted to record some B-roll because I'm doing Fox News on this.
he's like,
That's all I wanted.
You missed my good angle, buddy.
And I'm just, I did intentionally.
We got your good side.
Jeez Louise. All right. Well, if you like that, you're going to get a lot of that.
It's 3:00. We got to go.
Over on SeattleRed.com. Check him out. That's Jason Rantz from Seattle Red 770, The Jason Rantz Show. Appreciate you coming in, man.
Thank you.
All right. We have a lot more coming up. Tons of stuff. Chris Sullivan is going to join us next. We're going to pop down to the dungeon here, whatever we're calling it, the basement, the red light district. Chris Sullivan's going to join us. We're going to talk about... Why are you laughing?
Because we can't come up with a good name for
We
the
don't know the name
downstairs
of
studio.
it. Whatever. It's a downstairs studio.
Going below deck.
Traffic's
That's
doing crazy things. Some of it good. How long is it going to last? Chris is going to join us next, and we'll give you all the details. Stick around.
This hour is brought to you by Sharp Vision Modern LASIK and Lens.
Choke Points with Chris Sullivan, presented by Carter Subaru.
Life used to be so simple. Spring, construction season, fall. We might be done with this summer's month from hell, but you're not done with construction cones. Construction season is nearly year-round. And we could start off with the closure of southbound I-405 through Renton this weekend. Join me tomorrow morning for Choke Points on Seattle's Morning News.
Get all of Sully's choke points at mynorthwest.com and the KIRO Newsradio app.
We all know that summer's heating up here around Western Washington, and so is the schedule at Valentine Roofing. Now's the time to act before the fall, wind, and rain expose a real problem. Hey, Jake Skorheim here. Get your roof, siding, or gutter project locked in before Labor Day to secure priority scheduling on select projects. Valentine priority scheduling means that they'll begin the work on your home within just 3 weeks of signing your agreement. Spots are limited, so do what I did. Call 206 Roofing to get on Valentine's priority schedule and receive a free estimate. That's 206 Roofing.
Are you finding it hard to stay cool in your home during hot weather? The issue is likely your window's poor quality and lack of heat deflecting technology. Adrian here, owner of Lake Washington Windows and Doors. Our windows are 25% more energy efficient than Energy Star standards and come with high-performance Sun Matrix glass, which can help keep the summer heat out. Combined with our leak armor installation, your comfort will be secured for a lifetime. Choose Lake Washington Windows and Doors, a name you can trust. Visit lakewashingtonwindows.com.
Comcast Business High Five Hotline. What's the state of your excitement?
I signed my business up for the 5-year price lock guarantee, and I can't stop high-fiving people. High five!
Okay, deep breath.
High five!
You're in a good place. You signed your business up for 5 years of gig speed internet and advanced security, all on our ultra-reliable network.
Gig speeds and advanced security? I'm so stoked!
Yep, and you get it at a great rate that's locked in for 5 years.
Woo!
The high five is just your body's way of saying, I'm winning.
So this is natural.
High-fiving everyone you see in a state of business savings enthusiasm? Totally natural.
Sweet! Everybody, high five!
The Comcast Business 5-year price lock guarantee is back, but only for a limited time, so sign your business up today.
High five!
Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
Ends 9/21/25 for new customers with qualifying bundle. Current customers may be eligible depending on services and area. Guaranteed rate applies to monthly service charge, excluding taxes and fees. Other restrictions apply.
If you want that summer body you've always dreamed of, then this message is for you, ladies, and you men too. Get rid of extra stubborn fat and address areas of loose skin around the waistline, chin, and under the upper arms with ProSculpt, the new one-day instant permanent fat removal and skin tightening treatment. Maybe you've tried the lasers, fat freezing methods, even those new pills, but without the desired results. ProSculpt is different. It's minimally invasive, performed while fully awake, gentle, yet powerful. Designed to target the waistline, chin, neck, arms, and thighs, ProSculpt uses FDA-cleared plasma technology to deliver immediate, permanent fat-reducing and skin-tightening results, all in just one visit. If you want that summer body this summer, then you must act now. Go to ProSculpt.com today to schedule your free consultation. Get $250 off. For instant, permanent fat reduction and skin tightening, visit ProSculpt.com.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm. A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau, their award-winning tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to put an end to your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other aggressive IRS actions. Find the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima Tax Relief today for a free consultation.
Call 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588. 800-972-0588.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Guys, did you know your testosterone affects everything in your system, including how you feel and perform every day? Right now, Revive Men's Health Seattle will check your testosterone for free. Knowing your T levels is the first step in understanding if you have low T. Your testosterone level impacts your energy, libido, sleep, weight, hair loss, mood, and even ED. Maintaining an appropriate T level can change your whole life. Most men start to see changes in their hormone levels in their 30s. Experience and results matter. So what are you waiting for? Get your T levels checked today by local, experienced, and trusted men's health experts. They've helped thousands of men since 2011. They're so confident they can help you, they even guarantee it. Call Revive today and schedule your free testosterone test, free exam, and free consultation. Call Revive Men's Health at 206-529-1111. That's 206-529-1111. Or visit ReviveMen'sHealth.com.
Looking for high-quality assisted living that won't drain your life savings? At Care Partners Living, we offer compassionate care at a price that helps stretch and preserve your estate. No unnecessary luxury, just the support you need with dignity and heart. And if you ever need to convert to Medicaid, you don't have to move. With communities across Washington and Arizona, including new locations in Port Orchard, Sumner, Mercer Island, and North Creek Bothell, there's a Care Partners community near you. Care Partners Living, compassionate care and peace of mind. Visit carepartnersliving.com.
Save 50 to 75% by combining tax credits, rebates, and incentives on a new heat pump from Home Comfort Alliance. Visit homecomfortalliance.com.
KIRO News Radio 97.3 FM Northwest News. Now, the latest from KIRO News Radio and mynorthwest.com.
Good afternoon. I'm Aaron Granillo. European leaders standing alongside Ukraine's president for a high-stakes meeting today with President Trump. CBS News has the latest.
CBS News special report. President Trump is still hosting Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky and other European leaders at the White House to talk about the Russia-Ukraine war and possibly ending it. Italian Prime Minister Giorgia Meloni referred to Russia's invasion of Ukraine when talking about any possible security agreements.
We will talk about many important topics. The first one is security guarantees, how to be sure that it won't happen again.
French President Emmanuel Macron said everybody around the table is in favor of peace.
When we speak about security guarantees,
We speak about the whole security of the European continent, and this is why we are all united here with Ukraine on this matter.
Zelensky on his one-on-one meeting with Trump earlier.
I think that we had very good conversation with President Trump.
Very good.
And it really was the best one. Maybe the best one will be in the future.
CBS News special report. I'm Matt Piper.
And I'm Aaron Granillo. President Trump today says he's going to sign an executive order to eliminate mail-in ballots during elections. President posted on Truth Social that other countries have abandoned mail-in voting because of, quote, massive voter fraud. Washington Democratic U.S. Senator Maria Cantwell responded in a statement. She says voting by mail provides the easiest way to track votes and that there is no evidence that it increases voter fraud. A Longview restaurant that defied COVID rules now has to pay up big. KIRO Newsradio's Amanda Factor explains.
Stuffy's, too, stayed open for indoor dining even when it was banned. The state fined the owners $18,000 for every day they broke the rules. That added up to $936,000. According to the Washington State Standard, a state appeals court just backed the fine. The judges said the restaurant's actions exposed workers to serious health risks. That ban came from former Governor Jay Inslee in late 2020. Part of an emergency order to slow the spread of COVID. Amanda Factor, KIRO News Radio.
Takes us to 2:32, and we turn now to Nate Connors. He's checking the roadways for us today.
All right, Aaron, we are collision free at the moment. Tacoma to Olympia is down to a 50-minute commute. We were up to an hour and 5 minutes at its worst. You're looking at backups to JBLM and between Lacey and Olympia. Southbound 167 is crowded through Algona and Sumner. It's a 20-minute trip between Auburn and Puyallup. The north end of the Valley Freeway looking good. SeaTac eastbound 518 is jammed up bumper to bumper from the Airport Expressway over to I-5. Bellevue to Renton's a half-hour commute. You've got heavy volumes starting at Southeast 8th and Bellevue all the way to the VMAC. South 5 in Seattle slows from the U District to I-90. Linwood to Seattle just 20 minutes, though. North 5 is packed approaching the West Seattle Bridge in the downtown. And the White River Bridge remains closed on State Route 410 between Buckley and Enumclaw. A semi collided with the top tier of the bridge this morning, and crews are still assessing the damage. No estimated time to reopen, and detours in that area are lengthy. KIRO News Radio, real-time traffic. I'm Nate Connors.
Thank you, Nate. Your forecast is brought to you by State Roofing and Exteriors. Some high clouds today, but we are staying dry for this afternoon and the rest of the week. Also staying dry, much warmer as the week goes on. Right now, 74 degrees in downtown Seattle. I'm Aaron Granillo, KIRO News Radio.
Your best source for local news. You're listening to KIRO News Radio, Northwest News.
All right, welcome back to the show. We are down here in the KIRO basement. I don't think we've ever come up with a name for the studio yet. Wasn't it the Red Light District? Is that what we were calling it?
We vetoed that. The news bunker, that also didn't make
news bunker.
Didn't make it into the second round of naming.
Whatever, we'll figure it out. I'm really thrilled to be talking with this guy. I got into work today and I wrapped my arms around it. You think I'm being joking, but I'm not. I really did. I walked up to him, I wrapped my arms around him, I gave him a big hug, and I said, "Thank you, Chris. Thank you so much for the good traffic today." Why were you so generous to us today, Chris? What happened?
Well, Revive I-5 over the Ship Canal Bridge finally ended. The weekend closure ended, the month-long closure ended, and we were back to normal traffic. And I think we realized just how important those southbound I-5 express lanes are in the morning commute. It was a 35-minute trip from Everett to Seattle. Last week, you were lucky if you had a 35-minute delay, or over the last month. So it was great. I mean, even down 405. What's funny is earlier this morning, we came up and a lot of people were still bailing and going to 405. I was going, guys, you don't need to do that anymore. And I know they're probably like, yeah, whatever, we'll believe it when we see it. Right. And, it turned out that finally things balanced out. So both of the drives out of Snohomish County were great because, Mondays are lighter, but the express lanes are open and they handle so many people. Thank you for the hug. I really appreciated it.
Also, you're just a huggable guy, but it was Spike, I don't know if you had the same experience. I got on the road, I sent an email. We normally do our show meeting around 10 o'clock, and I was convinced I was going to be late because my third kid started kindergarten today. That was this whole separate decision. I don't want to relive that. Yeah, horrible. I was late. I said, I'm going to be late, guys, for the 10 o'clock meeting. I had gotten it in my head that this is just a thing we're going to do now, just sit in traffic forever. And then I get on the road. I got to work 10 minutes early. It was so fast. I'm going 80 the entire way, I wasn't even speeding. Everybody was going 80. It was magical. And did you have the same experience, Spike? Did you hit any traffic?
It's funny because we knew that the month was over. And Mondays were somewhat light, but I wasn't ready to give into my pre-month from hell schedule. I wasn't going to go back to my usual 9:15 exit my house for a 10 o'clock arrival at work. So I left a little bit early, but not as early as last week. I made such great time, I stopped and picked wildflowers on the side of the highway that I put on Chris's desk.
Yeah.
And I still got
that.
here 7-8 minutes before schedule. It was an amazing. And Mondays are always lighter than
True, and it's
Tuesday
still
through
summer.
Thursday.
We might have the last week, people getting out of vacation before school starts for some.
But it was a gift today.
It was like a Sunday morning in December.
I never hit the brake.
Quiet.
I didn't hit the brakes once. I mean, seriously, and everybody was just going. I got off on my exit. It was super smooth. Here's a question for you, though, and given, factoring in, probably still light. There are some people on Mondays who, are not coming in or vacation or whatever. But how can we ride this wave of good traffic now and stop these crazy long commutes? Like, is it possible that maybe enough people have changed their schedule? Because isn't it like 10% of people switching their schedule has a drastic change on traffic as a whole? Is it possible that people will just maybe change it a little bit permanently and we can just enjoy good traffic now?
I would say there are just so many people heading into Seattle on I-5 that even with that amount of reduction, with a loss of the express lanes, as which we will have next year as well, I don't see it being this rosy again until they finish the Revive I-5 project entirely. I know, but it was obvious, as I mentioned before, how many people were still on 405 today out of Linwood. Let me know that was their go-to, and people went that way. Is that going to be permanent? I don't know, but I can guarantee you probably this, going forward into the Revive I-5 next year when we have two of these 2 4-month-long closures, just like the one we just experienced.
Don't say it.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be difficult, and those people are going to go back to 405. Now, what I'm hoping is WashDOT will take this time, as they said they will, to kind of look over, okay, here's what happened. Here's what happened to the traffic patterns. Can we do things differently? Can we open those express lanes maybe an hour or two in the morning to let some of that not build up so much? Can we do something different? They learned a lot during this last month. Now, the difference will be this is going to be happening during school next year.
Yeah.
The time that they're taking off is during World Cup. So there are going to be a lot more people on the road. Think about that. We only had a certain amount of percentage of who's normally out there once school gets its start. Just imagine if we were doing this in October when UW was back, everybody was back.
Everyone's on the road.
And everyone's on the road at that time of morning. It would have been even worse. So I hope WashDOT learns some stuff from this and maybe they can make some tweaks. But unfortunately, there just isn't a lot of room there. It's our topography, it's our bridges, it's our lakes. Yeah. There just isn't anywhere to go.
Spike and I were talking about this. The only way to fix traffic around here is like mitigating how many people are on the roads. You can't force people to take public transit. And even when you do take public transit, people who are taking it, like Spike, you yourself, you took it once. It didn't end up working out for you.
But I'm going to try it now that the month from hell is over. I'm going to try light rail, mass transit, when it's not overpopulated.
So you can get your bike back on it?
So I can bring my bike on the bus treading with it and see what the commute looks like in that regard.
Sure.
And I got to flip the trip card. So they're paying me to try this out, so I owe it to them to try this out.
Great. As many of you try it as possible. Get them off the road. Clear the way for me. That's great. But I was reading these studies that were saying if you even change just people's traffic patterns by 5 to 7%, you can affect, like if you can get 5% of people to just leave at a different time, it cuts down on traffic by 30%, which is a giant number. So how do you incentivize people? And we've talked about this on the show a little bit. What if you were to offer companies like financial incentive, tax breaks, things like that, to offer employees, especially people who live in Seattle, to offer employees incentives to maybe take a half-hour later schedule. So instead of leaving at 8:30 in the meat of the traffic, you leave at 9, and then you stay a half hour late in the end of the day too. But it's beneficial to the employee, it's beneficial to the company tax-wise, and then it gets people off the road. All of our traffic is moving easier. Do you think that's a possibility?
Well, it's one thing you would have to do in a lot of cases with the employees is to kind of figure that out. I remember our good friend Dory Monson always used to say, if we could maybe get 10 to 15% of the public employees, ones that aren't forward-facing, ones that you don't have to meet over a counter or meet maybe off-shifted a little bit, and then maybe the DMV was open from noon to 8 p.m., people could get more work done and maybe they didn't have to come to work early, but then they're all union folks. That would have to be bargained. So, I mean, it's an interesting idea because you're right. If we could off-shift a certain amount of people that don't have to meet with people, and now we have so much Zoom, we have so much video stuff that we could do. I don't see why not. Now you'd have to give good incentives because obviously somebody who's got a schedule probably doesn't want to all of a sudden work the night shift after work, or maybe that doesn't work for their kid, or
think
whatever.
about all the public service employees though. Like think about everybody who works for the city or for the state who works downtown. I'd be totally fine as a taxpayer just saying, hey, guess what? You guys all get to choose one day a week where you're going to work from home. You're removing that driver off the road. They're going to want to work at home anyway. I mean, think about all the people who are gnashing teeth having to return to work. They're loving working at home. They're like pigs and you know what. So I would strongly encourage them to do that. I haven't seen anybody doing that yet, but I'm getting a taste of good traffic and I want more of it.
I had a crazy, I mean, it's your goal is noble and it would be wonderful to find that.
Thank you, Spike.
I think I found you have to get people who want to work from home. All people want to. I have an idea. This is harebrained, but follow me up. Mm-hmm. We all have that person or people in the office we don't want working at work. What if we put it to a vote? What if we could vote that one guy off the island as a reward?
Like a survivor.
Yes. But as a reward, it's not like a punitive. It's like we took a vote and the most productive,
the most popular person
we don't want who deserves to work remotely is, I'll say Steve.
That's great.
Yeah. Karen's had it hard enough.
Here's the thing. I like Steve. Steve, if you're watching this right now,
yeah,
Spike does not speak for both of us. I wouldn't vote you off of the island. Spike apparently would. But I think that's a good idea. And it makes it fun. It's office politics. It could make being at work more fun.
Or you could just fire that person.
Or just fire
because if they could work from home and they aren't that necessary, you might as well, you could obviously get rid of them. I took it to the extreme.
You did, because I'm a big fan of remote work. I think productivity and remote work go hand in hand.
All right.
Yeah, those are all great ideas, but you're right.
I think better when I'm not wearing pants.
I wish we could bow up what we got today and give it to you guys every day, because it was a great commute. You guys deserved it. Is it going to stick around? Probably not, but take it when you get it. Put it in the memory bank for next spring when you're in a 3-hour backup getting out of Snohomish County because school's in session and you're stuck and Revive I-5 is happening again. But no, today was beautiful. I wish I could bottle it. I can't. Not that powerful.
Let's end on a happy note. Thank you, Chris, so much. We appreciate it. That's Chris Sully-Sullivan. We're going to jump back up to the main studio and we will be right back after the break. Stick around.
Seattle's Morning News.
I'm Charlie Harder.
And I'm Amanda Factor. Coming up tomorrow on Seattle's Morning News.
At 6:15 and 8:15, our weekly conversation with David Fahrenthold of the New York Times, breaking down the latest Trump-Zelensky meeting at the White House.
And Chris Sullivan has choke points and why the summer road construction in our region will keep going long into fall and winter.
Seattle's Morning News, 6 to 9 on KIRO Newsradio 97.3 FM.
We're on YouTube, our app, your smart speaker, and 97.3 FM.
It's summer and there's no better time to protect your home than right now with the help of the pros at Integrity Roofing and Construction. With years of experience in roofing and restoration, their skilled team delivers exceptional craftsmanship, whether it's a simple roof repair or a full renovation. Integrity offers free estimates and their customer satisfaction speaks for itself. Don't wait until the next storm hits. Schedule your free estimate today. Call 206-202-ROOF. or visit integrityrc.com. That's 206-202-ROOF or online at integrityrc.com.
This is the story of the one. As a lineman, he does whatever it takes to keep the power on in his community. And he wants a partner like Grainger who does the same. Grainger offers the professional-grade products he needs, from voltage detectors to harnesses to hard hats, plus fast, dependable delivery, so he can rise to every challenge. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
An official message from Medicare.
I turned 65 this year. I knew it was time to figure out Medicare, and I had questions, like when to enroll and how to enroll. So I went straight to the official source, Medicare.gov, to get the facts about Medicare. I found answers to all my questions, and I'm ready to get started. And so can you. Just go to Medicare.gov to get the real facts about Medicare.
Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
When you walked through your kitchen this morning, what'd you see? Did it make you happy? Hi, I'm Chad Cicchini, owner of Heritage Homecraft. Well, I want to make you happy. We'll custom build you all new cabinet doors and drawer fronts, and using our exclusive 1/4-inch solid wood refacing process, transform your existing cabinets into a beautiful new kitchen. Add a custom quartz countertop, change things up a bit, add some more cabinets, install some cool new features like soft close drawers and sliding shelves, whatever you like. We'll help you to create the new kitchen you'll be proud of. All in about a week, and all with way less mess, hassle, time, and expense than to tear out. Stop waiting. For 18 years, we've been honored to serve thousands of happy customers, and we'd love to serve you. Call today and I'll get one of our pros to come out and show you how easy and comfortable it'll be to get going on your new kitchen. Heritage Homecraft, 425-485-1600, 425-485-1600, or heritagehomecraft.com.
Hey, it's John Curley with Dr. Kopstein from K2 Vision RLE. Doc, I heard that 50% of Americans have their lenses replaced by the time they're 75.
That's exactly right, John. As we near 50, our eye's natural lens starts to become dysfunctional. If you've now added readers to your need for glasses and contacts, it's a sign the quality and function of your natural lens is fading, and it's a steady decline towards cataracts.
Don't go another 20-plus years with poor vision, hassling with contacts and readers. Do what I did. Choose a quick, painless refractive lens exchange from K2 Vision RLE and start enjoying great vision now.
Our new lens technology is truly amazing. After replacing over 100,000 lenses, we have the experience to guide each patient to their best solution, even if that's recommending you wait a little while before RLE.
K2 Vision RLE can restore distance and near vision permanently, plus never develop a cataract. Read the reviews and schedule a free Zoom consultation now at k2visionrle.com.
You hear that? That's the sound of your business losing money. Legacy phone systems weren't built for today's teams. OpenPhone gives your business a smarter way to stay connected. OpenPhone lets you manage calls, texts, voicemail, and contacts all in one place so that you and your team can deliver a seamless customer experience from ring to... Need to take calls on the go? OpenPhone automatically transcribes, summarizes, and highlights next steps from every call, so you never miss a detail. Need insight into what closes a sale? With OpenPhone's AI call tags, you can instantly spot key topics like objections or pricing questions, and use those insights to coach your team and level up every customer interaction. And yes, you can bring your existing number with you for free. Keep your team in sync and your customers happy with OpenPhone. OpenPhone. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try OpenPhone for free at openphone.com/free and get 20% off your first 6 months. That's openphone.com/free. openphone.com/FREE.
You've still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it hard to fight flu, pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Northwest homeowners, when it comes to your roof, you need a name you can trust. Techline Roofing has proudly served the Seattle area for years, delivering exceptional results and lasting security. Choose Techline Roofing. Your trust is our foundation. Trust Techline.
Welcome back to the show. All right, we got text messages, which is a lot of fun. We're going to get into those in a second, but I do want to promote ahead of tomorrow something I'm a little nervous about, Spike, and you're going to want to participate with us tomorrow on the video feed, the YouTubes. We told you a story last week about the reptile zoo in Monroe. Have you been up there?
Many times.
Yeah. It's an institution. It's very cool. They've been in business for more than 30 years. The owner has decided, after all this time, to shut his doors, and he's getting to a point in his life where he wants to retire. Very sad if you're a fan of reptiles. Even if you're not a fan of reptiles, like myself, I've taken my kids up there. It's a lot of fun. They have like an albino alligator.
Yeah.
All sorts of cool stuff.
Both my kids' schools over the years.
Yeah.
On various occasions.
They visit schools.
Yeah.
I'm deathly afraid of snakes. I don't like them. But I did want to acknowledge this guy's amazing career, and so we reached out and we were like, hey, why don't you come? And this was actually Laura's great idea. Thank you, Laura. She's not going to be with us. Well, it's happening, but he's coming in tomorrow in studio, and apparently he's bringing some snakes.
Reptiles. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about this. It's going to be at 1 o'clock, so you can join us at 1 o'clock. You can watch live on the YouTube, and I don't know how I'm going to handle it, to be honest, because, again, I'm not a
big fan.
I'm not a snake guy. Okay. I don't like them, and I'm afraid they're in my toilet. And so we'll have him on tomorrow. So that's just a tease ahead to tomorrow, so make sure you don't miss any of that. All right, let's get into these text messages. Sophia, start us off.
Yeah, on the tattoos and parenting conversation, Steve O in 425 said, when I was about 18, I learned from my father that to handle statements like, can I show you something? I hope you won't get upset. Take a mental deep breath. Be thankful that your child is asking for your opinion, that he or she isn't gravely hurt, and be ready to tactfully answer. I'm 75 now. His lesson has helped me with underage drinking, tattoos, colored hair, non-married, pregnancy, great-grandchild. In the cases where I failed, I thanked her for asking me and apologized profusely. Also asked her if she would forgive my initial response.
Nice. That's kind of where I found myself, too. My kid came in yesterday and said, let me show you something. Promise you won't get upset, and showed me this massively big new tattoo.
Then you got upset?
Yeah, I got horribly upset. Nuzzy in Port Orchard says, I got a sleeve tattoo that I haven't shown my parents for like 2 years. Wow. I love them, and I want them to know, but I also don't want them disappointed. Wearing long sleeves when I visit them is, when it's 90 degrees out, sucks, let me tell you. To add a cherry on top, my mom is not originally from here, and in her culture, tattoos are super taboo. And am I a mommy's boy at 36? Yes, I am.
Yeah, again, silver lining. He really loves his parents and doesn't want to disappoint them, and so that's a nice thing.
I wish my kid loved me enough to keep me in the dark.
On that bunny disease we told you about a little earlier, showed you the pictures. Corey on YouTube says that bunny looks like the Symbolite from Spider-Man Venom. Yes, it does. Oh
my gosh, yes.
It looks like it was taken over by Venom. It looks exactly like that, actually. Corey, excellent reference.
Well, maybe the bunny's keeping crime off the streets. That'd be great. That'd be a positive turn of this.
Well, Venom's kind of a...
I thought he was a vigilante, though.
Isn't he a ne'er-do-well?
I thought he was a vigilante.
Oh, I haven't seen him.
I am not the Spider-Man expert, so you cannot turn to me on that one.
If there's a geek in the audience, text us.
Let us know.
All I've ever seen are clips, and he's like eating like the head off a bad guy, which I think is pretty good,
okay.
Right? That's good.
Yeah, I like it.
On immigration reform and ICE in Washington, Matt from Bothell said, I don't know the answer, but clearly reform is needed, and politicizing this issue is just hurting people who ought not to be swept in this madness. I'm all for the rules, but common sense tells me a single mom of young kids isn't a real threat.
Yeah, excellent point. For sure. 253, the immigration process is complicated. It's not simple. I know from experience, as my husband, UK, took years to get a green card, and then 5 years after to finally become a citizen. It is not easy, and it's very expensive.
Yeah.
I have friends who have legally immigrated to the country. It takes them a while.
Long time.
That process takes forever.
And it's expensive.
It's a lot of dedication.
We had two producers worked on our show when I was with Bob Rivers' show, Pedro and Luciana. And they came from Argentina and applied for green cards and had work visas and needed sponsorship from the company.
Sure. Which
stepped in and illegal, immigration lawyers. And 7 years, $10,000 later, they're U.S. citizens. But that's what we ask, to come and live in this country.
And then you don't have to live fearing that you have to leave the country someday.
Right.
You can enjoy all the wonderful things that make this the greatest nation.
Yeah, and I get
God's green earth.
Illegal immigrants pay taxes, they pay blah blah blah. They support. They do. They support the economy. They drive the economy. A lot of parts of our economy can't work without immigrant workers. But I think we all can agree, legal, please. That's all we ask. Legal. On the Cambridge Dictionary slang, Kip in Lake Bay says, I believe that skibbity was originally used for the same meaning in the Roaring Twenties. Sometimes it's nice to be well-read and have a long memory.
I have seen contradictory. You guys said skibbity meant cool.
Yeah.
I saw somebody sent me a thing that said it actually meant that it was not cool.
It can be cool or not cool. It can be whatever you want it to mean.
All right,
what's the purpose of that word?
425 says Jake doesn't care about these words now, but he will learn them in the future if he wants to speak his children's future language. 425, the answer is no, I don't. My children will learn to speak my language because I have all the money.
It is funny, though, how after time, my mom sent me a message because she was tuning into the show, and she's like, I didn't know any of those words. I'm learning things today,
Yeah, and a text just came in a little too late to get into because Sophia prints out these lists for us so Jake and I can have just kind of a comprehensive overview of some of your thoughts. People texted in about Denny Blaine Park, that we had a completely wrong take on this. That it wasn't crime-riddled. It wasn't about public sex. It wasn't about drugs. It was an attack on the gay community, an attack on the nudity at the beach. And I don't think we've ever, Jake and I have never, at least speaking for myself.
We're like complimenting, or not complimenting,
right. They say we're blowing it out of proportion, the amount of drug use and public sex.
So we're commenting on the horrible displays of vulgar activities that you're doing in the full view of the public, which you're not supposed to be doing.
I'd ask the texter, what's an acceptable amount of public masturbation for you? Or for public drug use for you? Because for me, it's a big fat zero.
Yeah, samesies.
There you go.
Absolutely.
There you go.
All right. Thank you guys so much. Don't miss us tomorrow with the snakes. Ugh. Have a great day. Listen to John Curley. He's coming up next.
Remember, you've got sick days. If you need to take a day.
Right, I should.
That's sick days.
I might be sick tomorrow.
I'll hold the snake for you.
No, I'll be here. I'll hold that snake. No, I won't. We'll see. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.
A couple years ago, I was in the bathroom at the airport when I dropped my smartphone in the toilet. Not smart. I was multitasking when I should have been focused on the job at hand. Embarrassing, but I'm not alone. According to Google, 7 million other multitaskers accidentally dropped their phones into the bowl last year. A gentle reminder that right now you can get yourself a brand new Samsung Galaxy A36 absolutely free with a $35 plan from Pure Talk. The A36 comes with scratch-resistant Gorilla Glass and a battery that'll last all day, along with unlimited talk, text, and data on America's most dependable 5G network. In other words, it's tough and smart. Something to think about next time you're multitasking in the necessary. Just dial pound 250, say keyword micro to get your free phone today. You can make the switch in just 10 minutes. That's pound 250. Say micro to switch to a no-nonsense smartphone and a company that actually stands for something. Pure Talk.
Spike O'Neill here. Sharp Vision Modern LASIK lens gave me back the perfect vision I had up until a few years ago. Now, never need glass again. Never develop